At it again. Back at it again. Let me take a quick peek here. What do we got? 1 second. Yeah. So we got the last day of the month, right? We got the monthly close and the quarterly close. Was it a bullish quarter? Absolutely it was. Absolutely it was. Let's go over into this Alpha Trading Discord. Let's see here. Boop, and bam. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's check this out here. Dun, 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 dun. All right. First, let's see, what's Bitcoin pumping at? 28.1. All right. Talked about Bitcoin yesterday, right? It rejected from that 29K level. Up at the top side of the monthly, the final resistance level to the top side monthly volatility range. That is closing today. There will be new monthly range. I broke it down the last few days for everybody, kind of told everyone where I thought it was going to be. So yeah, there's that. You can take that however you want it, but I've been using this indicator a long time, so probably going to be populating those levels. Haven't really had. I talked about how the bears were going to try to push this down below where the bottom of the monthly range was going to be. It was going to be at about 26.5, if I remember correctly. There you go, man. They pushed down to about 27.5. Bulls kicked it up from the bottom side of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range. Now we got just a little pump, a few $100, when it bounced off the center of the weekly volatility range. We are literally, let me see here, kind of rejecting off the bottom of the daily. Look, this is what we want this to look like, though, right? We're starting to populate daily ranges, above weekly ranges, above the monthly range. We're going to get a new monthly range. Top side, I believe I said it's going to be pretty high. It's going to be pretty high indeed. It could be up there. Let's see here real quick. One more time. Actually, let's go over here. Let me turn off this UPM real quick. Throw it on the 4 hour. There we go. There we go. Wait a minute. There's March. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Actually, you know what? It's going to be easier on the daily. There we go. Here we go. Let me throw a vertical. Yeah, all the volatility is the top side, right? We had this down move right at the monthly open, but the majority of the volatility. God, I can't even believe that word volume came out of my mouth. All the volatility was the top side, right? All the volatility was the top side, and I'm looking for the bottom of the range. What's here, right? There's some volatility right here, big time. This is probably, just like I said, 26.5 area. 26.5 probably going to be to the bottom. You're going to see the top side of the range. You know, I want to go as high as 28, but I'm not going to lie. It could be a little higher. It could be 28.5. It could be 28.5. I'm gonna be like top of the range. Going to be in between 28.5. Now this is going in saying that this is going to be a little bit wider of a monthly range, right? Last monthly range, very tight. I believe it was like $100 or something. That's why we're seeing this volatility, right? Bam, down, pumped up. Perfect. We had literally, let's see, when it dumped out, yeah, 24 down to 20. I mean, guys, we've had like $14,000 in price action to the downside and the top side. Pretty powerful, pretty powerful. Centering up. Range probably about 27.5. Maybe we get a couple grand range. Now I'm saying that I don't think it's going to be very tight. There was a lot of volatility, right? But here, right, this bit of consolidation here, this could tighten up the range a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I mean, look at these daily candles. Most of these pumps, I mean, God, man, 1, 2. Most of these pumps, even to the downside, there's like 5 candles, right? 2 bearish, 3 bullish. Yeah, so that consolidation up at the top again, that could pull it up. That could definitely pull it up. Let me see here. Throw this UPM back on. Excuse me. There we go. Oh, really? You're not going to populate for me? Well, that's okay. Go down here to the 4 hour. What in the hell am I hearing? God, this rain is relentless lately, man. Holy shit. So is TradingView. Come on, man. Populate my indicator. And I read through the chat. I see some of the new guys are using some of the indicators, getting them set up and stuff. Have I got those charts in? Obviously, I'm sure you guys have been checking. No, I have not. No, I have not. Right? Life's crazy, man. Life is insane right now for me. Yeah, look at the nice. I mean, here's some great examples of what I talk about all the time. Getting outside the power mean band, coming back, checking up on the wave trend. Right? We got this last pump up there at the top of the monthly range, outside the power mean band. As this thing's trying to flip bullish, where does it come back and check up on? Reverse wave trend. Did not close the 4-hour candle below it. We got a thing pull back up. Why? Well, look, you got the fissure down here below the bands. You've got the bottom of the power mean band. So, of course, it pulls up, bounces right off of it. Now it's just nailing the 9-length log MA. It's actually a beautiful little chart right there. Love it. Predictors flip back to the top side on the 4-hour. Like to see that. Let me take a quick peek here. Actually, yeah, bull div. Right, bull div right here on the returns oscillator. And when did we get the pump? God, man. I got to switch up coffee or something. This is driving me crazy, man. I don't know why this gives me the hiccups every freaking day. All right, back to business. Right when the returns oscillator crosses the zero mean, we get a couple nice 4-hour candles. Beautiful, beautiful. And we're going to go into the monthly chart, the quarterly chart, right? Because everybody, I don't know if people just don't look at the charts or if they're just in the echo chamber. Everything's just falling apart, burning in the dumpster, right? Dude, we had a great quarter. The market's had a great quarter. This is just amazing. This is what echo chambers can do to people, right? They can just twist them, man. They can get twisted for sure. Let me see. We can go ahead and jump right into it. Let me pop up here on the monthly first. Pull this baby up there. That's what I wanted to see too. Why? Look, we get outside. This is a monthly, right? We get outside the bottom side of the power mean band, pump up, test that wave trend, right? Even pulled back, right? We got that pullback under 20K. This was where everybody was losing their minds. And I was just like, you better be real careful, bears. You're about to get wrecked. Did they? Hell yeah, they got wrecked. This thing pumped at what, 9K? About $9,500 from the bottom of the wick there. Yeah, some people got jacked. We want this monthly to close above these log MAs, right? Close above the wave trend. It's back in the power mean band, right? Top side of the power mean band, guys, up here at 46K on the monthly. Pretty powerful. Now, a lot of indicators aren't going to populate on the quarterly. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Let's pull up the quarterly chart. You're about to see a very bullish quarterly candle. I don't care what anybody's out there saying. Hello? All right, there we go. Looking good. That's one hell of a quarterly candle, right? Can we all agree on that? Yes. Let me see here. And nothing's going to populate. You know what? The returns oscillator is just crossed the zero mean. Probably in about the last month. You got one of the only 3 fissures are populating. Yeah, there's just not enough history up here on the quarterly. Now, you can probably look on SPY, right? You probably get a nice little read, but we're talking about Bitcoin right now. This is damn sure. I mean, we can't even get, let me see something real quick. Can we? Oh, it's already popped up. Hold on. Boop. Let me turn off the RMLR. We don't need that. Guys, this thing almost did. Let's see. There's a first standard deviation on the quarterly. It was 31.8, right? Didn't quite make it up there. But as we've been shown on that RMLR on the monthly, 33.5. 33.5 is the area. Man, I don't know. You know what? When you live in the middle of nowhere and there's just all kinds of racket going on and shit, you kind of get your attention. Give me a second. I don't know what's fucking happening.
It did nail the weekly second Laplace though pretty damn perfectly on this week's candle. In fact.
Oh yeah, I was getting to that bad boy. I saw your post. Oh yeah. I think there's an alien abduction in progress, dude. It's like the mothership is hovering over my property or something.
You can go fix that.
Fuck.
But if people look at the charts we posted at the beginning of the year with the quarterly projections on the weekly time frame, you will see, if you look back in those charts, and I posted them, posted the Bitcoin one anyway in the stream chat, you will see that prediction we posted was really spot on. Second Laplace distribution, nailed it to a T.
Are you talking about on the weekly?
Yeah, man, the weekly time frame projection, dude. I posted in the founders.
Oh, you're talking about the projection. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, of course. I mean, right? The projections are powerful. You're literally projecting that distribution. If people have not looked at a Monte Carlo simulation, Google it right now and go look at it. Monte Carlo simulation. And it literally, it really will set in. You'll just be like, what the hell's going on? Dude, the market's random, right? The market is random most of the time. And when you look at that Monte Carlo simulation, you will see how these data sets, dude, they get outside the distribution sometimes, even like the 0.9999. Yeah, but they pull right back in. They pull right back in, and literally they will do like 10,000 simulated runs of a data set, and it is crazy looking. I mean, it really gets you thinking. That was one of the first things that really sucked me in about projecting out the distribution and how powerful it is. And we all know we used to show all the time the bull run, right? Started in 2015. Pretty sure it was September 2015. Pretty sure Bitcoin is about $250. I think it was actually, I've done this so many times, I remember $238, right? $238. And a lot of people know me, right around the corner, right after that, the next year, I got in on, I think on the pullback. What did Bitcoin run to the first time? I can't remember, but Bitcoin was at $400. That's when I first got introduced to Bitcoin. God, my cousin was telling me about it when Bitcoin was literally like $25, $20, I think, back in, God, what year was that? Was it 2012? I think 2012, something like that. I can't remember exactly. Should have got in then. Stack the bags, man. Stack the bags. But yeah, I'll show you what Yasha was doing here. Let's put on, where are you at? Woo-hoo! Let's move this sucker up. Where are you? There it is, up here. My little sweet drag and drop. There it is. Bam, bam. There we go. There we go. You can see you close the candle outside the 95 for Laplace. Man, this one just nailing it. Pulling right back too.
You gotta put that one back at the start of the year, though.
Brrr.
Yeah.
Oh, you're moving it. You want it all the way back. I see. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about a high time frame. I do remember now. You were boom. Say what? Okay. Obviously, we're using. Let me see. Let me check. See what I'm working here. 95.45, 68.27, 99.73. Tell you what, man. I mean, I've got 68.3, 95.4, 99.7, and a 0.9999. But boy, these sure aren't driving. This is on Coinbase. Did you use the index? Let me see here. Let me see here. No, it's above on the index too. Let me scoot back up in here. Where the hell? Oh. He posted that in our chat, didn't you? Yes, you did. You pop this up. The hell is different here? US dollar index. Oh, I see what you've done there. Yeah, no, you've got that on normal distribution, my good friend. Yeah, it's hitting the 2SD. 2SD, not 95 for Laplace. Yeah, you've got your bands in that post that you put. You've got that on normal distribution. At least the top one where it's hitting the 2SD. Bottom one, that bottom chart you definitely have on Laplace. But that top one where you're saying it hit the 95 for Laplace, it's actually hitting second standard deviation. Which that's all good. I could change it up real quick and show you. Let me see here. First, let's scale this down a little bit for everybody that is getting free access to these indicators right now. Actually, and like I said, the reason why I'm having trouble putting together these charts, I got to define what indicators you got to realize how many indicators we have, how many upgrades that haven't been published, right? So we're all the team, right? We're all beta testing a lot of new stuff. So I got to go through these indicators. It's really hard to to define which is which sometimes. Any of these guys can tell you. Let me see here. Let me switch this up to normal. See, right now, boom, go and select distribution type. Let's flip this on normal distribution. And let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see here. Move this over real quick. Oh, goodness gracious. Let me turn all these on. Give me 1 second here. Why is this not linking up? Let me see. Hold on. Yep, for normal distribution. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got those on. Dun-dun. Just make sure here.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, you had that on normal distribution. That's why ours wasn't linking up. If you look at the chart you posted in our chat, the top one, where you said it was hitting the 95 for Laplace, you got that on normal distribution. The bottom chart you posted is
yeah, 95.5 normal. You're right, 95 normal, not Laplace.
That's why I was like, here we go again, right? Sometimes we link up together, and it's like, why are our charts different? Me and MJ do it all the time. I'll tell you who was famous. It was me and Fur Primal back in the day. If MJ's listening, he's probably laughing because that was just a fucking riot. I mean, every time we were doing new shit, Fur Primal would be.
No, but that's the same. I think we were using the normal on the projection at the start of the year. If you look at that chart, right?
Oh yeah.
Posted back in the beginning of the year. So yeah, that's my bad. I typed Laplace.
Let me right. Normal. Boom, boom,
but dude, it nailed it. I mean,
perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Let me get it set up here. I don't know what the hell's happening. Show upper and lower bands number 1. Yes, that's in there. Show upper and lower bands number 2. Do I have these turned off in style or something? What's happening here? Nope. Oh, hold on. Let me let the dog out. Come on, girl. Come on. Get in here. Did you get all wet? What's going on, man? I don't know what all this noise is out here. I can't see anything. Literally sounds like the mothership is hovering above me. Please come take me. I'm done. I'm done with this fucking crazy world. All right, let's see here. All right, we got 1, 2's on. 3's on. Why in the hell is this giving me the business right now?
I don't know. Just the 1, 2, and 3 is what I have on.
Yeah, I know. In this thing, future upper and lower. Yeah, we want those on. Future upper and lower. Because I like to run 4. So yeah, these things are turned on. Why in God's name is this acting? Why is it not populating? Oh, it is. I see what's going on. It's in dots. Give me a second here.
There you go.
Yeah, that's all it is. So I got to go over here, style. There we go.
Yeah, you can see it right there. Look
there it is. Boink. I knew it was something. I'm like, man, what is happening right now? Well, yeah, when you got them on dots, that's what happens. There we go. Now we got some normal distribution. We got a lot, though. Man, I got like 5 or 6 distribution levels. Yeah, there's second standard deviation. This is what Yasha was talking about. So not only does this reject right here off the second standard deviation and come back and bounce off the 33 power mean, right? It busts back down into the first standard deviation range. Find support right there on the, you know what I did too? I switched this back to a 30. I did switch my power mean to a 30. Now on the UPM itself, I'm leaving as a 33. But when I'm out here using these projections and stuff, I'm going to put it on a 30. It's very close. I don't know. I'm serious. You guys think I'm messing around? I don't know what the hell's happening, dude. I don't see anything happening, but there's this noise. I don't know what the hell it is. Got me.
Oh, that where you are?
Yeah, man. And I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm in the middle of nowhere, and it literally, I don't know. There's some big like vibration, some big sound. I don't know what the hell's up.
Bigfoot, man.
Bigfoot! He's beating on my door. Well, let me go to Alpha Voice. I see him getting tagged in there. Let's see what this is all about. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was you telling me I'm not in the right spot. But yeah, let me go back in here and I'll turn off.
Yeah, no, you're definitely in the right spot, man. On that projection, that's perfect, man.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you did at the beginning of the year, and it is perfect. I mean, dude, it literally nailed that arc. Yeah, that second arc
Yeah.
to the top side this week. And the top side projection that you put on your chart back then was like 28.7 or something like that. What did it do? Went up to like 29.1 on the wick and came back down. Like this week on this candle, right? I mean, even last week it nailed it, and this week, the last 3 weeks. And just the whole, if you look at the whole quarter, what did it do? Went up to the second, went a bit above it, came back down into the first, came all the way down to the first projection, came back down to the UPM, bounced up to the second again, and just hung around there the last couple of weeks. Perfect. And the quarter, I mean, just fantabulously. And literally, it's at 28.2.
Yeah.
We said that the second projection line would be around 28.7. I mean, dude, you can't really. 12 weeks out, hard to be more accurate than that, in my opinion.
Right.
It's good. Very, very good. You could have, I mean, I wouldn't recommend trading high time frames, but you could have traded that blind and made a killer.
Upper and lower, here we go, future bands. Let me turn off above 4. Give me 1 second here. There we go. Let's turn off 5. And we'll turn off 6. And we'll turn off 7. Okay. And here's one thing too, man. This is driving me crazy too. So is what ends up happening. You see how this keeps reverting back? Well, here's the thing. In TradingView, when you do not have an indicator upgrade published, it will not hold like a default setting. And every time you go to switch stuff up, it will revert back. And that's why I'm just having this issue right now. So let's see here. This definitely needs to be pushed. We got to push this upgrade. Let me see here. There we go. There we go. Of course, the futures or dots are supposed to be. Yeah. So boom. So it was in. So the top side, right up here, that was a 68.3 Laplace to the top side on this weekly candle right now, and it pulled back inside the 95.4 Laplace distribution range. Or I just said it, normal distribution. Yasha, you got me on Laplace. It's okay. Let me give a good little. That was on the monthly, right? Yeah, it was. Let's pull this baby back. Let's show everybody, huh? Shall we? Show you what I was talking about earlier. There we go. Wait a minute. Wow. There we go. I am going to pull this PB2 all the way back. Come on. Where is the drag and drop? Where are you? There it is. Whoa. Now, let's see. Where was September 15? Yes, right there. That thing kicked back one on me. Come on now. Damn it. Boy, this thing is testy. Get back. Stay. There you go.
Bitcoin is at its daily VRE, I think.
Let me see. Bitcoin?
Yeah. Pull back up.
Yeah, it's right at the top side of the 68.3, right at the center of the daily. Yeah. Just like I said, I wouldn't be a bit surprised, right? The bears tried to push this thing down below the new monthly. Bulls aren't having it. Bulls are in control. Don't be a bit surprised if the bulls don't try to run this up to 29 again. They're going to exceed that level, though? They could, but in my opinion, it will pull back and close under 29K today if it does pump up that high. But yeah, that's where we're at. So here is this projection. Now, of course, I had to go back in here. Every time you switch this thing up, it's going to revert back to these dots until we publish this upgrade, which is kind of a pain in the ass. But it's okay. It's me. Work with these things all the time. Come on, stow you all on lines so we can stick out here. There we go. Now, so here's the run, right? September 2015. Immediately, third month, right? shoots up, top side of the first standard deviation. And where's it reject from? Right, this is the 30 power mean right here. So it pulls back up inside, right? Just rides it up, finally makes another run. Why does it pull back before it hits the projection of the first standard deviation? It hit the 95.4 Laplace, wick right to it, little pink dot there, right? Get a quick pullback to test the power mean, and then we're off to the races to the 20K high. Bust through the first standard deviation range, right? Look at these last like 6 months, man. This thing just run. Pull back here. Why? To wreck the over-leveraged traders. Washed all them out. Really nice, right? Literally had a candle backfill. Pulled all the way up. You get a wick outside the second standard deviation. Do you see the little blue dot at the top of the wick right there? On that current monthly candle, the data set hit the third standard deviation normal distribution. There was a 0.03% chance this candle was going to close above that 20K high. What's it do? It pulls back inside the projection. Pulls back inside the second standard deviation. You make one more run at it. Where does it go to? The 68.3 Laplace distribution range to the dollar, and then dumps out. And then we start to dump back to where? When everybody's like, okay, BTC's finally dying, we're going back to zero. No, it found support on the top side of the first standard deviation. Here is the scamdemic dump right here, right? 3SD move. It even exceeded it. Pulled back up though. Again, closed back up above the first standard deviation. Now here we are again. Look, this data set almost came back down. This is why when we were looking at these numbers down here and I was talking about 12K, if you go back in the videos way back when, that's why. This is why. I was looking at the top side of the first standard deviation from this long projection because it's still valid. And now we've got, as we've seen, here's this power mean, or here's the 30 power mean up here. But man, it's at 35, about 35.5, 35.863, actually. So yeah, good stuff. This is why we love our projections. Love them. And you can move these things. Let me show you. To every
what else,
point.
man? The RWT on that is on the week.
Where in the fuck, man? Where is this? Come on, move over here. Where is this drag and drop? It's driving me crazy. We're also trying to figure out how to change the color on this circle on this drag and drop. This is fucking annoying. Where are you? You up here on the top?
I just clicked the Indian name in the table and left, but also you can do it. But yeah, you just click any of the arcs. Just click the arcs or the mean line.
Yeah, I have been. There it is. Finally populated. Yeah, I was clicking on the mean and it wasn't having it. Let's see. Here is the first real pivot in price action, right? To the downside. Makes a run and look at it. You know what? This is making me insane because I'm using this this beta test one and it just keeps going back to dots. just keeps going back to dots. I can't distinguish what's the current candle and the lines. My God, but you can see it made a move down to almost 99.7 Laplace distribution. Yes, it did. And then almost full mean reversion from that dump out. But then there's the run up to 14. Right there was the next pivot in price action right there. So let this populate. Yep, another one where we got the first, second standard deviation. Rejected right off the second standard deviation, right? Back down, mean reversion. Boom. Now, let's bring this forward. You know what? We can probably right after the old dumperoo. Yeah, remember that? When they had everybody scared shitless, telling everybody to wear masks and stay away from each other and creating all the panic on the planet. What a joke, man.
Meanwhile, the market was running up like crazy after that little.
Yeah, she's like, shut up. Yeah. Meanwhile, while it's burning, where is that? Let me post that GIF. I'm gonna put that in Alpha Voice real quick because that's some funny shit. Let's see here. Pull this up real quick, man. Main. All right, where are you?
By the way, on the weekly time frame,
yes,
Bitty's above the RWT now since what, like 2 weeks? This is the third week above the RWT after a long time since it dropped since like April of last year.
What time frame?
That's a nice one too.
What time frame are you talking about?
On the weekly.
All right.
Looking at the reverse wave trend, it's like sitting above it now since the third week.
Where the hell is
It's
this?
green. It's green. Or
Where
blue
are
or
you?
pink or whatever color you choose for it.
Yeah. There it is. This is funny shit, man. Let's see. Let's send this to Discord. Let's put it in Alpha Trading. Where are you? There you are. Let's see. General chat. There we go. There's a funny meme came out, right? What, 2020?
Yeah, exactly.
When the whole world's just burning. That was so funny. Jesus.
Yeah, that's a good one, man.
It is. It's pretty funny. Oh, good Lord.
But seriously, man, these projection bosses, they really, if this doesn't make it clear, like, if normal distribution or Laplace distribution doesn't make it clear to people, I don't know what will. Especially when you got these tools and like the RMLR and the UPM. You can see the returns just literally zigzagging around. If you open up the returns oscillator, right, what were they doing that whole time? Just zigzagging around. You can see right there reflected on the price action, just running back and forth across the mean, back and forth.
Sir.
Just amazing. And
sir,
when
yes,
you
sir.
look even down the weekly time frame, like, it nailed it so hard this quarter. So
Right.
It's just unbelievable. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. Yes, I know we do this since years, so it's not that unbelievable to us, but it's just still a phenomenally fantastic thing.
Yes.
Mind-blowingly cool math.
Phenomenally fantastic.
Yeah.
Now let me
It really
say
is.
this.
When you see how accurate these things are, like, even, again, like I said, even if you don't have time to trade all the time, and you don't want to be a scalper, and you want to be I don't recommend swing trading volatility, but you can see right there on distribution models, you technically could have
Dixie,
been lazy this quarter
coming up.
and just longed the beginning of the year and taken profit this week, and you'd have been fine. And you would have made a good 40, 50, whatever it is, 60%, without all the extra ups and downs that you could have nailed along the way. But, that's...
I'm gonna answer last time's question here in the TV chat. Wants to look at Dixie. Let's just start at the quarterly. All right, we got the quarterly. Pretty damn bearish, man. Pretty damn bearish. You got volatility on a quarterly at 100 percentile, negatively correlated. Never good. Never good for an asset. But now, that being said, is there any div setting up? Not yet. Not yet. Actually, the little weak starting to build. I don't play weak divs, though. I don't play weak divs. Look at the Fishers on the quarterly. I'm going to back this off to a monthly, too. You got a Z-score. The Z-score had an outlier down into these confidence intervals. Usually when that happens, right, here, put it this way. The dollar will rebound. Let me look at this monthly. Variance.
I'm doing this now as the market opens. Perfect timing.
Yeah, here's the hidden that was setting up, right? We got this one monthly candle up, right, on Dixie, but because it was positively correlated coming off the div, right? Positively correlated coming off the div. Now it's negatively correlated. All the Fishers are below the mean of the bands. Random walk. This whole down move on the dollar has been random. No trend. The bull run trend, the dollar bull run was trend, right? Right about... really went into trend like February of 22. So about what, 14 months ago? Yeah, about 14 months ago. When the real one,
14 months ago, yeah.
Baby really started trending. But then, right, Entropy starts coming out of trend back into a random walk, the whole move to the downside. When people are like, hey, dollar's trending now. No, it was not. At least not on a monthly. Each time frame is going to have your trends and your random walks, right? So that's another part of this whole system, is being able to recognize, dropping down through these time frames, what's going on with the volatility and the entropy, everything. There's more to it than just sitting on one time frame. There is a method to this madness. It's very powerful when you get a workflow. That's one thing with a lot of traders. They don't have a workflow. They get set. Whoa, I have my edge, right? I have my indicators. Your edge just isn't your indicators. There's a whole sphere of things. A whole sphere of things that goes into having a good edge. Indicators, Dude, that's the lead. This is like the last part of your edge. This is what people don't realize. The first part of your edge would be laying down some simple rules for yourself that you follow religiously, man. Do not be emotionally attached to your trade. Always take profits often and early. Limit your losses. You follow those 3 rules right there, you're going to become a profitable trader. You don't even need indicators. You don't even need indicators if you adopt that philosophy. You can just throw darts at a dartboard and just wake up in the morning and go, I'm going long today. Market turns against you, exit. Right? Tomorrow, pop up. Boop, I'm going to go long today. Boom, now you get your move. You look for the distribution levels. Now you're going to bring the indicators in to see where you take profits. I mean, it gets deep though. Why have we put all this together? So we can take those rules and then you have a set of indicators that's going to allow you to understand where to take your profits, where to get back into the position. I'm not saying that these moves are going to stop, but if you're not taking your profit, you're missing out on the whole thing. You're really missing out on the whole thing. You got to take your profits. That's why we trade intraday, low time frame, volatility. We are always taking our profits. We're not swing trading. We're not going to let the volatility in Bitcoin bite us in the ass, right? You can go to sleep. This has happened to me before. You go to sleep, you're up in, you've got a nice percentage win going. You wake up and BTC's pulled back 2K on you, right? You lost almost all your profit. Yeah. Don't ever sleep on a trade. Do yourself a favor. Just take your profit. It's so hard for people. This is why you're literally trading. But then when it comes time to take profit, people don't want to do it. They're greedy or they're fearful. Both of them, right? If you're in an underwater position, you're scared shitless. You're praying that this thing turns around and doesn't hit your stop loss, your liquidation point, whatever it is, because you're using leverage. Just take your profits, man. It really is that simple.
Yeah. I mean, look how many goofballs are sitting there trying to chase the long-term trade on a highly volatile asset. And if you look at that chart, by the way, on that normal distribution chart of the weekly that we showed earlier, right, or of any asset, you can see how wild these things move up and down, right? Like it started from wherever it started, shot up to the second distribution. That's a 95.5% probability. And then what did it do? It came back down to the first.
Yeah.
And then it went back up again to the second. It came back down all the way to the freaking UPM. And then it went all the way back up to the second. Like, that's a lot of sweating if you're sitting there trying to be long-term, high time frame. You could have just as easily taken each move up and down, up and down, up and down.
Right.
And made sick profits the whole quarter. I mean, and on a weekly time frame, which is insanely high. But, like, okay, if you want to play that game, do it. But, yeah, man, absolutely. Like you said, not taking profits is the bane of traders' existence. Being stuck because of emotions or other ridiculous brain stuff. Bots don't have brains filled with irrational thought. They don't have emotions. They don't think about those things. They just have rules, and they operate based on their rules,
Right.
and they observe their rules diligently. And that is the whole damn point. And if you can trade like that without your emotions stuck in the way between you and profit, like Bilbo said, you will be a profitable trader if you just follow those 3 simple rules. Take your profits early and often, limit your loss, and don't be emotionally attached to your trade. I know the folks here at Alpha Trading hear us say that all the time, Bingo, but this is for all the movies also. You might not.
Right.
A million times before.
Damn, it's porn.
Yeah. Like, don't get stuck in bad trades. There's just no need. There's just no need. There will always be another alternative opportunity. And if you take profit and you think, oh no, the asset kept going in the direction, if I stayed in it, I would have had more money. Guess what? You're still better off than the beginning of the trade if you have more money in your pocket with a profitable trade. And the next time you enter trade, your capital base will be bigger. So you've already won. Now just keep winning. It doesn't, it could go to $100,000 and you missed that whole thing. It could shoot up $80,000 and you missed the whole thing. And you know what? It's okay because you still have whatever it is worth of that asset that you can now trade with a bigger capital base than you could have traded before. So it doesn't matter if you quote unquote missed the move. It matters that you trade well on the moves you're in. Technically speaking, you miss 99.9999999% of all moves that you could possibly make, because you can't be in every move in every asset in every time frame. It's not possible. Therefore, don't think of, oh no, I missed the move. Think of making profits from the moves you're in. Period. End of story. That's all that matters.
All. You are not kidding. Who follows you? Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Let's see here. So yeah, Dixie definitely looks bearish, man. Looks very bearish. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. You got. I mean, all the fishers now on the 21-day cross down the mean of the bands. As volatility bands are squeezing down on these fishers too. Total random walk. Let's go up here on the daily now. And these, you always want to see these fishers freaking in lockstep. These things are just a bag of cats, man. We're first, second, and third standard deviation. Entropy. I mean, look at this. I mean, this thing is just it's trying to stay in trend, and it's just not happening. This thing wants to go back into a full random walk. Apparently, starting to slope down, negatively correlated today with some expansion and volatility. Intraday, what are we doing right now? Full on backfill with some hidden bear div, and it is positively correlated. It is positively correlated. No wonder. Getting this nice little pullback. Let's let this volatility populate. First fisher is down. The other three are below the mean of the bands already. As the bands squeeze these fishers. Let's see. Yeah, it's just on the returns oscillator. Just on the returns oscillator. Although a little bit on the low length fisher. Hidden bear too. So no wonder this thing's pulling back. 90 minutes. Yeah, just bear div, man. Bear div on the 90. Couple stabs. As soon as it crosses zero mean, down she goes. Last two 90-minute candles, it just fell off. Right to the deviation band on the returns oscillator. Total random walk. Look at the nice steady expansion and volatility. Right? Nice steady expansion and volatility. Let me see something on this. What do I have this set at? Something looks amiss. 5, what time frame on 90? No, it's just taking a while. That's why you're going to see. So here's a good example. Like you can see this is the 525 length volatility. Nice steady expansion and volatility, right? When it first started, it was positively correlated, right? But then, right, the 525 correlation starts to slope negative. Now it is fully on the negative side. Well, you can see, right? Look where the correlation really dropped. But this flat area right here where it was still expanding, the data set was still going up. There's a reason. There's a reason. Let's see here. Let's go to number 2. Negatively correlated. Now, which one? Let me see here. Let me make sure real quick that is the 981. Come here, baby. You're going to notice right off the bat, too. I mean, this is probability and statistics. There's going to be, when you open up these indicator settings, be prepared, man. Be prepared. There's a lot going on. Yep, it was a 981. So you got the 981 negatively correlated too. That expansion and volatility. This 2400 is the last man standing. Let's see, but that makes sense, right? Because look where the 981 broke correlation, right? Right. Boom, boom. Negatively correlated. Comes tumbling down. Number 3, the 2400. Looks like it's contracting. Let me see here. Boy, these are weird reads right now. Yeah, this volatility is... let me see something here, man. Contracted. Yeah, you've got the lower 2 lengths bullying this 2400 right now. This 2400, that's why you're probably, I mean, you're already here on the current candle on the 90 minute. You're down here. You were below the 95 for Laplace, so it's pulling back up inside there. Probabilities dictating. Let's see. So we'll go back to 1. But right now, right, we're only at a 96 percentile. 981 is only at a 75. Room to expand. They're both negatively correlated. That's where I'm getting at this whole time. And if you just started watching us, little confusing. We know. Stick with us. Stick with us. Just keep watching. It'll start to come to you. Come into the Discord. Talk to some of the members. See what they think. Right? We got a lot of good people in our Discord, right? Let me see. Let's drop down onto the 33.
The best people.
The best. Yeah, all the fishers are down. Man, this variance lately. Good God. Let's see, we getting some dibs here. No. I mean, from way back to bottom. Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of hidden setting up on the dollar. Let me see, where's this at? Here's the problem with the dollar. There you finally breaking down below the center of the monthly. Look, we just got a wick. A few 15-minute candles ago, tested the bottom side of the daily range. But here's the thing. You got now on the dollar, you've literally got the dollar, you've got the daily range below the weekly, right? Daily range below the weekly, below the monthly. So this is such a bearish setup. It's exactly opposite for a lot of assets. You've got the daily ranges above the weekly ranges, above the monthly ranges, right? So this is like a little shift here. There could be a massive trend change happening. When everybody's crying about the markets this, the markets that, inflation this, inflation that. I can't wait to turn the news on to see what these financial guys are talking about. Guys, all you need is the VEPS. It's all you need. It's all you need is to start to understand what you're looking at here. The volatility creates the news. So people don't understand. Really does. Volatility. Everybody's stuck on volume too. What creates the volume in the first place? The volatility does. Volatility is the basis of everything. Without volatility, you got nothing. You got nothing. You're not going to have any volume candles, right? There's no volatility. Let's see here.
Yeah, and the notion that volume is somehow tradable is just silly when most people don't even use the right volume indicator. And even if you did technically use one that's kind of useful, it's not really useful because it's based on lagging information.
Exactly.
You're better off using the volatility, period. It's not even a question.
Yep. 100 percentile.
Volume is just neutral noise. That's really all it is. Ooh, volume. Like you can have super low volume and extremely high volatility. Guess which one's going to matter more? And you can have super high volume and super low volatility. Guess which one's going to matter more? It's always the volatility.
Always. The S&P minis right now breaking to the top side of the 68.3, trying to. Last 15-minute candle sent a wick through, pulled back. Let's see. You would literally have, is that the top side of the micros up there at 41? We did this yesterday. I just can't remember. I believe it is. Let me scale it down to look. Nope, one more. Yeah, it's up there at 41.31 or something. Yeah, this thing's got room to run, unlike Bitcoin. Bitcoin's literally $500 from the top of its monthly range. Now, why did BTC trend like this month? The tight monthly range. That's down here at 23. Let's pull this baby up. Yeah, slow ass trading view, VPNs. I mean, God, everything I got running right now is slowing down everything I'm trying to do. Yeah, it's okay. We got all kinds of time. It's Friday.
Should we do another quarterly projection for the second quarter?
Let me see here. Boom, there it is. Sure. Let me see here. Let me pull this up. Look at this tight monthly range, right, that we opened up at. Literally $120 range. That literally was telling you from day one. So when that monthly opened, go back to our stream, right? Go on to YouTube. Go back to the stream first day of the month. See what I was talking about. Guarantee I was telling you Bitcoin's going to trend hard this month. Did it? Yeah. First it trended to the downside, remember? Pulled back inside 20K. Then, boo! There we go. Then we got the freaking like 9K pump. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let me pull this back in now. And since we got all that volatility, now I'm looking for a wider monthly range, right? Wider monthly range. Here's BTC, beautiful little booger. Crypto is the future. Whether it's good or bad, it's the truth. As a trader, stacking sats, it's great. As a private, as wanting all my finances to be private, wrong. That's going to end. Everything is traceable and trackable, right? We know that. They're still gaslighting. Most people don't know anything about crypto. They've made it that way, right? That's if people only knew the gaslighting that was going on, they'd be pretty pissed off.
Then again, I'd rather have crypto on blockchains than all that ridiculous fiat that just falls in value consistently.
100%, I agree.
To do that.
There's pros and cons. For sure, right? Pros and cons for sure. But then that's where the privacy coins come in. Yeah, that's why they're going to watch. They haven't really went at them hard yet. Here, I'll tell you one thing right now. When the United States, when the Fed, not if, when the Fed launches their CBDC, right? Watch them go after privacy coins. Guarantee it. They are going to hammer them. They will go after them hard. But hey, we already all know how private are privacy coins, right? There's only one I would really trust because they got so many different layers. It's just incredible. It's natively built on the Tor, on the Tor network. And then it's just we're talking about Deep Onion. All right, we're talking about Deep Onion. Monero's already been cracked. Most of them have already been cracked. Trust me. These guys know how to do this stuff. You're only private for so long. Let's see here.
Yeah, I mean, Tor itself is an invention of the U.S. government. Is a military invention. So
yeah.
Not exactly like nothing. They're all designed to eventually crack. Question is, how long can you use one for until the next best one comes along? So for now, Deep Onion for sure is the best one.
Yep.
But eventually, even that one will have to increase its algorithmic privacy or find another system to use. It'll take some years, though. It'll take some years. It'll probably still be good for a good bunch of years.
Yeah.
The others.
Yep. 100%. And those devs, man, there's so many times I'm like, yeah, this project isn't going anywhere. This project's dying. I used to be very active in the community. I just, you lay off that stuff after a while. I check in every once in a while. These guys are relentless, man. Relentless. They are just nonstop building. Here's the thing, though. It's like the main developer goes by the name of Monocolor. He was like massive, like in the not in the dark markets, but literally in the dark web as a coder and stuff, big in like anonymous and all that. But for whatever reason, like kind of separated himself. Something happened. I don't know what happened. Something happened though. And so he does not want Deep Onion to be, he does not want Deep Onion to be used in the dark markets. I mean, you can't control what goes on in the dark markets. There has to be some kind of economy in the dark markets. It's always blown my mind. It's like, yeah, no, I hear you. You don't want it. You don't want Deep Onion to be like hey man, one day and I'm sitting on a massive stack of those things. So man, that's what I love about crypto.
And I mean, honestly, it's cheap. It's like 34 cents or something like that.
Yep.
And not financial advice, but if you want to have some kind of privacy that's still valid.
Yeah. The bottom's in.
Yeah, right.
The bottom's been in, for sure.
It's been in for years, yeah. But
100%.
It's definitely, the way I look at it, it's better to have a little bag of privacy than none at all.
Oh, that's a great Yasha 2023. Nice. Big bag of privacy. You throw a rabbit fur jock over it and bam, you're good. You're ready for Halloween. All right, let's see here. What do we got working? Yeah, man, Dixie's very bearish. Horrible quarter, horrible monthly. Where on the other side of that coin, Bitcoin's bullish, man. Very bullish. And this is how it always happens, right? People in the markets, because they're not using the right tools, they're just going to be listening to the echo chamber, right? They're not going to realize they're still wondering. Oh well, yeah, this is just a bound, man. This is going down. Bitcoin's still going under 10K and blah 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 blah. All right, or are we on our way back to new all-time highs? Bears, if you're listening out there and you're in the gang, man, oh man, blood in, blood out. Take your beating and get out of the gang, man. Jesus, before you really get wrecked. These markets are bullish. I've been talking about this all year. Everybody's just like, inflation. We talked about this earlier, right? And I'm just like, you guys, do you not understand the real criminals are in DC? They're in Wall Street. These guys are ready to fucking make a ton of money. They're ready. It's on. They don't, dude, these markets can separate from what people are visibly seeing in the economy. It's done it before. It can do it again. There's no doubt. So while everybody's trying to be bearish, the algos have green lit the algos. There's no doubt. The algos are green lit. I mean, it's obvious in the charts. Well, everybody's just
the algos are turning shorts into pants.
Jesus, yeah, they are.
That's good.
Nice. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Warlord, my man. So we're waiting on these drops, waiting on our mints, aren't we? That's right.
I don't know.
Want those?
I don't.
Shout out to Warlord being really helpful today. Earlier in the voice chat with another alpha trading.
Yeah, I saw
by
that.
The way.
Yep.
As always, super helpful and spot on with the information.
Especially the VRE, especially that VRE. Is that what happened, Warlord? You help him get that set up, correct?
Yeah.
Good. Because it's a nightmare, right? At first, it's hard to get that thing set up.
Also, he was explaining very clearly how to read it. And
right.
Everything else, I heard it. It was great, man. It was great stuff, dude.
Nice.
Sure.
Yep. Well, yeah.
So, yeah, man, we have a super awesome community for all of you who are listening to us newly on the TV or the Twitch or the wherever you are.
Yeah.
Come on in. We're super friendly. We like to answer questions and help people learn how to trade better. So there you go.
True that, man. True that. See if we have any.
Very, very good to learn. And I was quite happy. He understood the contraction and volatility, and then positive and negatively correlated those two rules, and then the other one, expansion and positive, then negatively correlated. We picked up with that quite quickly. And then we just did a quick 21-day, my little thing. 21-day down to like a 1 minute. And we got the snapshots right in his head. Boom, boom, boom. Some were questionable, but as he gets more comfortable and he plays around with what he really is there to look for, he'll be right. And then we just put in he had multi-time frames. And then when the price got in between the multi-time frame, so like when the candle's not touching any lines, for example, a multi-time frame or the VRE, we look for like ultimate power means. So we throw the powerful spaghetti pasta on, and then that will fill in those gaps for him. And then his RO and the rest of his momentum and volatility direction should guide him through. So hopefully we get some feedback to see where he's going right, and maybe where he's having a little bit of a brain block. It'll be quite interesting.
Right.
Anyway, I'll leave it at that.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Am I reading this right? The Deep Onion right now is trading for like 4 cents on most exchanges and is trading at over 8 cents on BitX Live. You want to talk arbitrage? That's 100% gain.
Problem.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the problem is the liquidity, though.
Of course.
Trust me. I wanted to. There's all kinds of arb plays sometimes. There's just no liquidity to do it. I mean,
it's like real small buckets. It's real small buckets.
Yeah.
But still.
Yep. Yeah. I know some of those community members too, all day long, just little increments that they've been stacking their bags. It's a relentless community too, man. There's still people. It's just that we're just patiently waiting. Patiently waiting. I mean, I've literally it's in the back of my thoughts anymore, really. Just we started talking about privacy coins, so obviously I got to pull up my favorite. Pump my own bags. Can we please have some liquidity injected into a Deep Onion ecosystem, please? Thank you. Jesus. So I can exit. But here's the same thing. First time I found out about Monero, right? When Monero popped on the scene. I think a nickel. Somebody was trying to get me to buy it at a nickel, and I was like, nah. Top of the bull run, it was at what, 500? $500 or something? Insanity.
Yeah.
Insanity. Hell of a profit.
Yeah, crazy profits I took at Monero's top.
Yeah, man. Big
It's had
time.
a few nice runs. Honestly, it's had a few nice runs.
But I was.
But you did.
Yeah.
Y'all have seen that, like, it can be cracked. Like the Fluffy Tony guy, there's all this nonsense that he's like an insider and a bullshitter and this.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah, sure, it went from 5 cents, but that was the observation. It's like, I don't trust this coin.
Right.
I don't trust this coin. In South Africa, he will be bought. Someone's going to crack him because they can. They have the opportunity to, and they did. And now they've obviously cracked the code because he knows how to crack the code. So,
yeah, but the beauty of crypto, the beauty of crypto is, first of all, they're all designed to fail. And when they're well programmed, you can increase the logarithmic or the algorithmic difficulty of cracking it by changing the algorithm, right? So they can do that with Monero just as well as any other coin.
What I've gathered is, okay, let's say, like, I hope no one here is doing nefarious things with crypto. I know I'm not, and I know that you guys wouldn't really be doing that because I don't think there are people that would. Anyway, so let's say you do then go and use Monero. What does that do? That puts a little red flag on the guys that are like, okay, so this is a user of Monero. We already know that they want to keep their address private, or they want to do whatever it is just to skirt the system to protect themselves against the other baddies that are online. Okay, so we accept that. But now you've met the requirement to be on their list. Okay? And once they figure out your Monero side of things, they can start figuring out a whole bunch of other things. All right? It's very, very hard to keep. You literally have to be living in 4 countries at once so that no one can figure out what the fuck you're doing. And through that, everyone slips up. And as we've seen here with like the Bitcoin Satoshis, right, and how they're minting them on a specific Satoshi, so I've been saying for a very long time, you can track the Satoshi, right? So you eventually pick up on patterns. The way they're cracking it is through patterns, because they know you can only open up X amount of wallets before it becomes unviable. So you just program your algorithm. It's just like a human action that you do repetitively. You program that human action repetitively to do it to 1 billion or a factor tree. You start running the numbers through Satoshi. It takes a lot of power, but how else is the US government obtaining huge amounts of Bitcoins and able to track these operations and track them at fucking ironic times? Sorry for the language. At ironic times in the markets, you know? So there's a whole bunch of nonsense that comes with it. And Monero has the same thing. Guys, we're playing digital. Everywhere you go, you're leaving a trace. It doesn't matter the game. And someone's getting paid to figure out how to crack that.
Yep.
Exactly.
And there's more money behind trying to crack it than that's in it. That's what you could say right now.
Well, no, argue. Okay, well, that's what gives Bitcoin its strength, right? Is the network power makes it more viable and more cash or more profitable to mine or to trade and earn than it does to try to crack it, to try to get a 51% brute force attack, right? Because you couldn't get a 51% brute force attack.
Let me define the crackers and follow the traces. But anyway, like as in follow the tail endings, like follow the digital trace, like crack that, like figure out how that really operates, figure out all the literally geometric or the Monte Carlo simulations of all the little wallet addresses it could go to, like figure that out. You should run your computer on every line until you figured out that, okay, this one Bitcoin consisted of Satoshi number 3 and Satoshi number 10 and all these other ones, and Satoshi number 3 and number 10 ironically ended up in the same wallet. Now, how many of these other coins also ironically ended up in the same wallet? That's how you figure out its final destination. Yes, they can put it through the wash, they can put it through the mix, but it's the 1 in a 100 million chance. Like, it's unfathomable. You need 100 million Bitcoin to shuffle 100 million sats cleanly. You need 100 million wallet addresses that can shuffle a sat cleanly. You might even start shuffling your own sats again, the probabilities of that. But it falls because there's not enough coins. The probabilities are small. So that's how they're figuring this shit out. And it's driven by more American-based companies, to be honest. I'm sure we saw that articles about guys figuring out crypto tracing for the FBI and certain investigations that need to be done. You pay someone, they can get it done. So yeah, crypto is the illusion of it being that it's supposed to be transparent. It's blockchain. Everything is there. So everything is there to be tracked. If someone steals your shit, you know where it goes. That's the kind of idea. So yeah. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. It is what it is. Just if you do anything nefarious, you got to be very, very smart about it. And what I've learned watching those two documentaries, you're going to do it with gold. You ain't going to do it with Bitcoin. You need to get rid of Bitcoin, you'll already be doing it.
Oh, yeah?
So I'll end it.
You're good, man. Good. We always like to hear from the warlord. Got that sexy voice. Let's see. That's right. Man, trading views on just a struggle bus today, man. Not gonna lie. I got indicators not populating. What in the hell is happening here? Let me reload this chart. Let's reload that. Let me go over. So if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, live in the Discord, on TradingView, if you want an asset looked at, give us a shout out. We will take a peek. We will take a peek. Yeah, man. What is happening right now?
Hi.
Yo. I got to
get a look at the SPY.
Yeah, old SPY. Oh, I know what you want to look at. Me too. Let's get it on. Let's see here. What are we doing, little SPY? No bear div. Going to be setting up some hidden here if this returns oscillator drops below. We're on the 15-minute though here. I'm going to start on the daily. We just got the open. Let's see what's up. Having an outlier on the daily. Yes, we are having an outlier. Literally started a couple of days ago. Surprised it didn't back off a bit with yesterday. But yeah, man, this thing's looking strong. Look at the Z-score. Z-score's on a mission. This is Z-score log returns. All right, price action is going to follow. Looks really strong. Probably going to make its way to these upper confidence intervals. You can see SPY right now, right on the daily. The returns oscillator's turning down. Now, let me see here. Just from the top of this data set right here, right? There's some bear div. From the previous top, yeah. So we got a couple stabs. Look at the strong negative correlation when that returns oscillator turned down. And look at the fissures, for God's sakes. Must be some hot women up here somewhere. They're looking, they're peaking. Starting to go into trend too. SPY is starting to trend, the entropy, right? Predictors to the top side. Volatility is literally crunched. Is there a move coming? Now, it's not like volatility fell off a cliff. It did not. Nice contraction, right? Nice steady contraction. I mean, we had a little drop here, damn near. 53 down to what? Yeah, not close enough. It's usually got to be about a 50% drop or more. Not seeing that really. UPS guy.
Please ask. I stumbled into a video yesterday that explained that drop off in volatility, right? So I know that you like the drop off in volatility. I couldn't read it correctly, so that's why I have mine, just like more smooth, you could say. That actually has a very, very big mathematical thing to it when the data drops off like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't know how to interpret it. On the math side, I'll send you the video. I mean, you'll know exactly what is going on.
Yeah, who's the video
But
from?
how? From a source that the dictator guy he gave me to learn for math. It's like very visual.
The dictator guy. Yeah, pop it in somewhere. I'll definitely check it out.
Cool. Yeah, and then after that, then I'll ask a question furthermore. Maybe you can answer me tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he turned me on.
Okay.
He turned me on to the volatility. You know that. I mean, I'm not afraid to.
Yeah.
It's not that he's a dumb guy. He just mean.
Yeah.
He just
so
mean.
I use one of the sources that he said, use this to understand the visual side. I was like, and it really does help.
Right.
You it's called three blue, one brown on YouTube.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that dude. Yeah. That's actually a good YouTube channel, man. Okay.
Yeah, so honestly, I think he's been watching some of our stuff.
Right.
And like this is the first video that I've seen. I'm just going to say it's the first video that I've seen that someone's been able to actually explain why I need 5 AVRs, or like the previous dude used 10. Like it actually has really good example of if 1 gives you this, but using 10 gives you that, right? And then how it like walks. Now I need to reset my numbers. But if you set your numbers up right and you have like 10 AVRs, finally you'll be able to see how that bell curve like walks from level 1 to level 2, AVR 2, AVR 3, level 4, as this whole volatility like bell curve just like walks its way through the data. So that's something that I'm very intrigued on how to figure out. I'll send you the video. Let me not be talking too much.
No, you never talk too much. Brilliance spills from those lips every time. It's all good, my friend. It's all good. I just read in the chat there. Yeah, Black God. I mean, that's damn hell of a short. What'd you do? Did you get in on the bounce? It's a nice little move from the bottom there. What was that, 8 cents, 9 cents? What was the high here? Man, I think it's pulling back kind of hard, though. Goddamn, 15. That was a nice move. That was a 50% pop. Yeah, you enjoyed that. If you were in on that. Let me see here. This thing turned. Look at these fishers, man. I'm telling you. But what are we setting up? Setting up some hidden bear. And it is positively correlated. This thing could pull back. Yeah, we've been tracking this. Thanks to Black God. He turned us on to Mullen Automotive.
Nice.
Literally had never heard of it before. That's what we love about the community, right? I'll look at anything at this point, right? It's fun. Now, when it comes to cryptocurrency, we try not to get down in like rank 2,500 on the shit coins or anything. But hey, we're looking at biotech shit coin stocks, so I'll do it for crypto too. Why not? That's the biotechs are the shit coins of the traditional market. There is no doubt. I mean, you get these 100% moves on these little earnings plays, or all they gotta do is come out. I think we found the cure to cancer. Fucking boom. Pretty funny. Yeah, good times, man. Yeah, that was a good trade. I remember we were talking back here the first time. Yeah, and you wanted a little analysis. I was like, it's bearish as a full show. That thing dumped out. I mean, God, man, boy, that thing got wrecked. What was the fucking high on this, man? This is definitely shitcoin area. This thing had a massive pullback. Oh boy. Let's see here. God, am I in a weekly? How long has this shit been around? Go to the monthly. Yeah, I mean, just from the IPO, right? I mean, this thing just dumped out. Holy crap. I don't know if I ever looked at this. Are you kidding me right now? This is horrible. We got a record. We got a fucking record breaker here. Let me see. Holy shit. Well, no, where did it? Boom. There's where it IPO'd. Right? God damn it. IPO's at about $1,100, right? Pumps a little bit, and the dump is on. The dump is on. Whoops. Damn it. Let me pull that back up. That thing from top to the 9-cent low. Oof. That was a 99.99% pullback. Wow. We saw a lot of that in crypto, right? From the 20K high, we saw a lot of 95 to 99% pullbacks on some coins. Yep. Not Bitcoin, not some of the big boys, but they were what, 80, 85, something like that?
Yeah, 85%.
85%.
Roughly the average on big pullbacks on Bitcoin over the years. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we found a bottom. Maybe it found a bottom, black guy. This thing is rough. There's only upside. Well, hey, it's at what, 13 cents? Still could go to zero. It sure tried. Good Lord. You know what? Let's do a little update on this thing. Yeah, like the daily actually looks good. I want to see the 5-day. This thing flipping. No div though, man. No div. It's flipping on no div.
Daily's still trending.
Let me see. Yeah, I bet. Is it?
Daily is.
Daily on Mullen? Just pulling back.
You were looking at it before. It was no, I guess not.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's having an outlier though. But man, it's pulling back hard today. Pulling back hard. I bet we can see why. Let me see here real quick. Pull up the VRE. What are we doing here? And you've got just another quick on SPY. Well, here, you got the dollar. Is that breaking back down into it? Yeah. So the dollar right now is breaking back down into the 68.3 Laplace distribution range. Let me see here. That's what I wanted to see too. Give me 1 second. Let me scale this down. Is that the bottom of the monthly? That's right. We already decided that. Nope, there it is. Yeah, this thing's got room. That's right. It's down there at 100. The bottom of the monthly was, let me make sure there's nothing else. No, there it was. 97.5. Yeah, this thing can run. The dollar can run to the downside, that is. So let's see. What's the bottom side of the 68.3? 101.8. Get trapped down underneath there. And look, it's the bottom side of the daily range too. This thing, but then you've got these weekly support levels, right? First support level on the daily is right at the bottom side of the 68.3 Laplace. I could definitely see that getting tapped. Let me see here though on low time frames. Real quick. So it tried to bounce here with this bull div. But what's that bull div set up? I mean, you see this returns oscillator is crossing up right now. There's no hidden setting up. It's close though. It is close. You get the dollar back up to about, I don't know, 102.2, or fuck, we're already there, 102.27. Yeah, this thing's tight right now. It's going to start printing some hidden bear div. These fishers, though, man, they're telling the story right now. Dollar getting wrecked. Wrecked. But it is, right? We got the monthly close coming and stuff. Trust me, these dollar bulls are going to try to keep this thing. You know what we didn't do? Let's go over here. Throw this up on a daily. Okay. Let me see here. Where are you? Okay, March. Yeah, I mean, right at the beginning of March, right? Right at the beginning of March, we get a quick little pullback, and then that pump up to what? Almost 106. And the pullback. So what am I doing? Looking for volatility range. Oh, the dollar's in trouble, man. You're probably going to see the top side of the new monthly coming in hot about 103 area. Right now, the dollar stays down here below, like, I'd say 102.4, 102.5. It's going to open up below the new monthly range. So that is definitely going to pull it down from where it was previously, right? The new monthly was high. It was up there, or last month. This month we're actually last day on. So it's going to pull it down dramatically. Then probably start populating dailies. But that's the thing. You get a monthly range like that. If the dollar opens up above the monthly, it can bounce there, right? You can start populating weekly and dailies back up above the monthly. But if it closes below it and starts rejecting, over the first couple days, you'll probably start populating some daily ranges, maybe even the week, maybe it even the new weekly. And it's perfect too, right? You're going to get it. You're literally going to get a new monthly and weekly on Monday for the dollar, or actually Sunday night. Sorry, Sunday night. Let me see. What's happening over here in Forex land, man? I need to redo this watch list too and get this set right. Get everything in order. It's just a freaking mess. Dollar's still weak, man. Yeah, man. Everything's up on the dollar. Everything's up on the dollar. Good Lord. This thing. Holy shit. Yeah, we got a weak dollar. Imagine that. We already knew that, right? There's only one thing
Good
back.
for exports.
Yeah, there's only one thing that makes the dollar worth anything, right? The military. We live in clown world, man. It's a joke. It's a joke. The US dollar is not backed by gold. It's backed by tanks and stealth bombers and shit. Let me see here.
Yeah, well,
This is what these fucking bureaucrats have done to our country. Turned it into a shit house.
when you consider that they spend $1 trillion or more every year to keep that armament system pretty strong and getting stronger.
Well, who was it? Truman? Truman gave, when Truman was exiting, didn't he give the lowdown on the military industrial complex and shit? Surprised they didn't kill him. He was like, you better watch out. This country is being overtaken as we speak. Pretty crazy. Pretty freaking nuts. Yeah, I mean, the dollar's definitely setting up some bull div. It has been. So going into the last day here, though, man, this thing would need a one hell of a bounce, and I just don't see it happening. I really just don't see it happening. But hey, man, who knows, right? We've seen it happen before, so it can. But the dollar would literally have to jump a couple points, not percentages of points, to get up there where it's going to be safe from this new monthly range. In this whole month, it's just been setting up bearish as hell. Weekly started populating below the monthly. The daily started populating below the weeklies. That's always bearish as hell. And crypto right now is strong. Bulls are in control. People are starting, people at some point will realize, right? It's a safe haven, man. It will be, for sure. My opinion.
Yep.
If I were to buy,
especially when you look at what happened this past month, right?
Yeah.
You look at what happened this past month with all the banks and everything. It's like, well, people have woken up to the whole fractional reserve nonsense, and in many ways, there's a lot of people who are saying, you know what, maybe I should just put a little bit of money in something like Bitcoin, because this whole concept of limited supply makes a lot of sense when everything else you have is in unlimited supply.
Mm-hmm.
There is definitely value in something limited that people want, right?
Yeah, big time.
So plus the total number of Bitcoins lost now is at 6 million. Out of 21 million, 6 million of the 21 million are gone forever.
So explain to people that don't understand.
The million that are left.
Yeah, explain what that means to people that really don't understand crypto. Why are they lost and stuff?
Right. So people lose Bitcoins for all kinds of reasons. Maybe they send it to a bad address, a dead wallet, or they lose their wallet. Right. They lose access to their wallet. I mean, Lord knows I have a tale that would make most men weep about losing some Bitcoins. And that's just life, right? But people lose Bitcoins for any kind of there could be people who just literally pass away and didn't tell anybody else what their Bitcoin wallet address seed phrase was, and their Bitcoins are gone. And so there's 21 million hard cap, right? Maximum amount of Bitcoins. Could that change by consensus? Yes. Is it likely to happen? Not anytime soon. So what does that mean? That means there's 21 million Bitcoins worldwide that could ever be in existence. And more than 19 million of them have been mined. So there's less than 2 million left to mine. There's like 1.5 million or 1.8 million or whatever left to mine. All of the remaining Bitcoin that is left to mine will not even cover a third of the Bitcoin that has already been lost. So if there's 21 million in total that could ever be created from the time it was, first invented until the time it is finally fully mined in like the year 2140 or something, that means of the 21 million, there's really only 15 million that can ever actually be accessed unless we find some way to get into the lost wallets, which is highly unlikely for most cases. Maybe here and there, yeah, people can engineer ways to get back into lost wallets if they somehow remember seed phrases or if they crack seed phrases or whatever. But that's very, very, very rare and highly unlikely for most cases. So that means that really you only have 75%, or even less than 75% of the total number of Bitcoins that are ever going to actually be available. What does that mean? It means you have an asset with a limited supply of 21 million, and it's dwindling, and it's dwindling hard, right? 6 million of them are gone, and Bitcoin was only invented in 2008, and people really only started mining it in January of 2009. And so since January 2009 till March 2023, what is that, 14 years? We're talking quarter of the Bitcoin is gone, right? Even more than a quarter is gone. What does that mean? That means if you hold any, that means that the supply value of what you hold has gone up 25% from the time it was incepted until now. What does that mean for the future? That means that as people keep remarkably losing more of it, when they know it has a high value and they probably should do something to protect it, still you have cases where people are losing it. A few years ago, it was 5 million that were lost. Now it's 6 million. And a few years ago, people knew Bitcoin was already worth a pretty penny. It was already worth 20 grand and then some, back in 2017. It had hit 19.9K or whatever, 20K. And even when it dipped down to 3K, like 3K per asset is not cheap, right? That's not a cheap asset.
No.
Considering it started at zero. Right, so like, a thing that has gone from zero to even $3,000 in less than 20 years is remarkably insane growth.
Think about all the people that were on Silk Road trading all those, using Bitcoin in the early days at its low cost, and how many Bitcoins they probably went through. I've told that story about my cousin before, and it's brutal.
Yeah.
He went through 20. He lost track, but he thinks that he went through about 20 to 30,000 Bitcoins over a 2-year period, going on to Silk Road, buying product to sell on Fish Tour. So he ends up getting, not only does he end up getting busted and spends 3 nights in jail on the East Coast, he's
down like $900 million.
He was he's just so disgusted. And I'm like, hey, man.
I mean, but it happens, right? And also, back when it was worth very little.
Yeah.
So if you lost some, you can more easily replace it than you can now, right? But now, when it's worth as much as it is, and people are still losing it, it's kind of remarkable when you have a limited supply asset whose numbers are dwindling in terms of available asset, in terms of accessibility, right? The ability to recover and use those Bitcoins. So if there's only really 15 million Bitcoins that will ever be actually available, if you own even a percentage, some percentage of one, you own more than, if you own more than 0.008 Bitcoin, you own more than the average person would ever be able to own if it was fully distributed around the world, which of course it never will be, because it will never be the case that everyone has an asset, right? Not everybody has dollars. Not everybody has euros, right? So not everybody will have Bitcoin. But even if everybody had Bitcoin and you own more than 0.008% of one, you own more than the average could ever own. And if it ever did rocket up to some crazy number, good for you. Know when to sell. But more importantly than that, understand that the limited supply of it means that as time goes by and as prices tend to drift upwards, that limited supply will only become more valuable to people who value Bitcoin and want it. And therefore, the prices will inevitably rise over time. Again, macroeconomic picture here, because the asset has tended to rise over time. Could it come back all the way down to zero? Yeah, sure. Anything can come back to zero eventually. But is it likely to do that in the next few years or 10 years or 20 years? No, it's not very likely to do that. Is it likely to have crazy runs of 5,000% growth in a year again? Well, we don't know, but it doesn't matter, because even if it drifts up normally, as it has done a couple 100% a year on average, right, since its beginning until now, a couple 100% a year over the years is a massive amount of growth. Think about what you can do with a couple 100% growth on any given year on any given asset if you were just smart about it and either held it, or if you're a trader, traded it and take the up and down moves and stack it up that way, right? You could start with even a small stack again, and do it that way. But it is a remarkable asset in many ways. That is why we talk about it a lot, frankly. I mean, it is really a remarkable asset. And so are other cryptos, by the way, like, copies of it, good copies of it, like Litecoin, which is basically a kind of test bed, if you will. But Bitcoin really is the gorilla, right, of the crypto world for many reasons, because it has such massive distribution and decentralization. And that's what makes it as powerful as it is the network strength of it. And when you've lost a quarter of them, even more than a quarter of them, that inevitably speaks to the value of those that are remaining in circulation as assets that are very likely to go significantly up in value over the next few big cycles of 4 or 8 years or whatever time frame you want to look at. If you want to look at the year, let's say 2023 now. So let's say by 2030, let's say, okay, so probably we're going to see another peak. If you just look at the big picture of when peaks tend to happen, and of course prices are random, so you can't, don't put this in your book and count on it. But if we're likely to see a big peak in, let's say, 2025, right, maybe even 2026, but 2025, that means that again in 2029 and then again in 2033. So like 10 years from now, right?
Yeah.
So if 10 years from now we see Bitcoin going up, after having cycled through in the next couple of years, and somewhere in the upper 6 digits, wouldn't be surprising to me to see that happen 10 years from now. Could happen even sooner, who knows, whatever. But I wouldn't be surprised, because if there's only 15 million of them now, think of what they will be worth in 4 years, in 8 years, in 10 years, when the prices are again peaking on the next tops of the bull cycles, and there's even less than 15 million of them that will ever be available. That's just, it is mind-boggling to even try to imagine what the tops could be, and it is kind of silly. We shouldn't even really, you definitely shouldn't be trading that way, right? But as an investor, if you hold on to something like that, is it likely to go? I don't think it's going to hit 100 million. Could it mathematically do that? Yeah, but I don't think it will. I think something else will probably come along that is just as strong and somehow, shifts the balance into that new currency at some point, maybe. Or there will be other solutions, like whatever, there's a number of them, I don't want to get too into it, but there are other solutions available, like increasing the cap and killing off dead ones. But you'd have to do that by consensus of knowing who, of somehow you'd have to invalidate a crypto or parts of a crypto blockchain by consensus, and you'd have to give a period of time for people to say, no, I thought I lost it, but I didn't, or whatever, because there might be people who could recover theirs, or who knows what. But regardless, it is mind-boggling that out of 21 million, there's really only 15 million available maximum.
Yeah.
And really, right now, there's only 14 million in circulation, because there's another million plus that have yet to be mined. And all of those that have yet to be mined, again, it will not even cover a third of what's already been lost. So
Dude, what?
whatever's left to be mined is basically just making up a little bit of a shortfall for the massive amount that's already been lost, which means there will never be, in any case, more than 15 or 16 million Bitcoin available ever.
Right.
And that should give you food for thought, especially if you think about people who have, big players who have hundreds of thousands of coins. They are setting themselves up for a very bright future when Bitcoin hits astronomical prices. And if you have even just a piece of one, you could be doing pretty well.
Yes. That's why. I mean, somebody asked me, literally, this happened yesterday, where it's like somebody's like, can you teach me how to make Bitcoin? I was like, yeah, man, you make it by turning greenbacks into Bitcoin. I mean, what do you want to learn how to trade low time frame volatility? You know the story on that. Dude, it's a rough one. You got a fucking full-time job. I mean, you're doing all kinds of stuff. You're not a I was like, here's what I'm doing right now, because I'm not trading crypto right now. Why? Because I don't trust these exchanges. I need some shit to happen first. Is what I need to do is go onto these dexes. I don't know, man. I'm trading options. I'm deep and heavy, so it's like I'm not going to go into full degen.
You want to make Bitcoin, buy some miners.
You can buy some miners, start mining Bitcoin. But it was like, there's no reason why anybody, if you can afford it, like me personally, about $500 a week, pulling out of my bank account on Coinbase, buying Bitcoin. I go in there every week, slam it in the ledger. Right? Doesn't matter what he's like, well, don't you want to buy at the bottom? I go, look, man, you missed that, bub. But I'm like, it doesn't matter what the price is. You're stacking sats. Forget about what the fuck this thing's worth in US dollars. It's Bitcoin. It doesn't matter what the price is, how it's compared to the US dollar, what its value is in the US dollar. Cash is still king right now, but that's going to be gone. That will disappear at some point in the future. There's going to be digital dollars, obviously. So people are like, well, how's it going to be valued then? It's like at some point, there's just going to be Bitcoin. What is it going to be backed by? These guys mining it. I mean, it's a long story. But that's what I was like, buy it. Start buying Bitcoin. Buy little chunks here and there. Just start stacking sats. What did Yasha just say, right? What was that number? 0.008 of a Bitcoin? You'll literally be holding more. When you look at it that way, it's like, and trust me, in the future, at some point, these Bitcoins, are they going to be 7 figures? Probably. The dollar's even still around by then, but yeah, they're going to be worth a lot of money. So you're just chipping away. What if by that time you have a whole Bitcoin? You have a couple Bitcoins. What the biggest thing you don't want to do is take that Bitcoin onto an exchange and start trading with it. If you don't know what you're doing and you're going to try to freaking swing trade, look, I'll make some more Bitcoin. Look, didn't you hear about this leverage? We can use leverage. The exchange will give us money to trade with. And it's just like, oh man, here we go. I'm going down a deep, dark rabbit hole. It's like, stop using the leverage. If you're going to literally trade, use no leverage, right? And you better be taking your profits, limiting your losses. Don't be emotionally attached. You know how hard that is not to be emotionally attached to your Bitcoin? That's why it's sketch trading with it, man. Real sketch. Why? They want your Bitcoin. That's why. Why do you think these exchanges keep liquidating people? I'm telling you, man.
I just did some quick math here. So say there's 8 billion people on the planet right now and 15 million Bitcoin. If it was fully distributed evenly, everybody would have 0.001875 Bitcoin. 0.001. That means if you own 0.0018, you have
good question.
0.001, not even 0.008, which I thought, but 0.001. How much is that these days? What is that, like 1,000th of a Bitcoin? It's 2,000th of a Bitcoin.
I'm gonna save this right now.
That's what is that, like $20, $28?
Boom. Let me make sure the sharing's on. Yeah, exactly. Yep, sharing's on. Tell you what I'm gonna do right now, Django. That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. And that's what we're talking about. All you new guys, trust me, man. If any of you new people have any questions, please ask them. We are not like the other people. in this space. We are here to help. And when it comes to everything you're seeing right now, this is not easy, right? There is not a dumb question. But just like Yasha said in the chat, you want to do it at pivots and price action. So where would I put? I would start right here. And this, whoops, one too many. Pivots and price action is where you want to start this thing. Where are you? Whoops, let me click on this. Boop. Here are you? God, why do I... There it is. One more up. Bam. So you started at pivots and price action. And so look at this move, right? On the daily. Bitcoin was down here at 20K. Do you realize normal distribution wise? 1, 2, 3. It got outside the fourth standard deviation. Did it pull back inside the third? Yeah. Why, it's 99.7% chance it would. Now here we are. Okay, so I've got this chart saved. I'll save it just like that. Let me show you something real quick. All you got to do is go in here. This is where you change it in between normal and Laplace. I'm going right now. Hold on here. Let me copy this chart because these are all indicators that we have published, right? The RMLR, yep, the ranges, yep, this is the right indicators. Pay, copy. Now, I'm going to go into that new channel in the Discord, you guys. If you scroll up in the Discord, you're going to see trading, strats, and tools. The bottom channel of that category is free trial charts. This will be the first one. I will pop this baby on here. And you know what else I do? Whatever you do, when you go into that free trial charts, I'll turn it off. Hey, if anybody that's listening, get in these. We need to turn off, make this a read-only channel. We need to make it a read-only channel so people can't type in here. It's just going to be the charts. I'll do it. I'll do it after, unless you want to do it, Yasha.
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay, so there's the first. That'll be this chart you're looking at right here. And all you got to do is click on there. And if you have the indicators, they'll populate for you if you have the free trial. So there's the first chart. And I'm actually going to put, that is the RMLR, the PB2. What else do I got in there? Oh, yeah. And the AT ranges. And that's normal and Laplace distribution. Boom. So that's that chart. And then hopefully here later today, I'll get this chart and this chart. This is the hardest one. Dude, I tried to do this yesterday and I was losing my mind. Because I mean, I'm using so many like beta testing ones that were upgrading that I was having trouble differentiating what the hell was which. And I had my chart so screwed up. I almost need to build a new one. Then I got to go through, change up on my color scheme and all that. And if anybody ever wonders why I use these strange colors, it's a vision thing. I see this better. It's not that I'm colorblind, but I am visually impaired. Tick, tick, tick. This is not real, right? I lost my left eye. So yeah, it's a whole new world. When you have one eye, it's a very interesting experience. Trust me, especially when you're riding your motorcycle. Jesus. Right. Better keep your fucking head on a swivel, man. I mean, this is the reason why I quit skiing. Yes, sir.
So I just walked in the door here, man.
What's up, brother?
I just copied this thing. So AT ranges, this is something I have never had.
Okay.
So just leave it the way it is. Don't mess with it, tweak it at all.
Well, yeah, it's perfectly set up. It's going to populate Laplace and normal distribution. Like so for normal distribution, it's going to populate here. So if I turn off projection boss and I turn off the RMLR, yeah, the way it's set up right now, no matter what time frame, it's going to print the current candle distribution levels for Laplace and normal. Normal's in blue, Laplace is in pink. Yep, it's just the dots. Just the dots.
I always thought your lines were these deviation ranges or AT ranges was your lines, but these are your lines on RMLR.
Yes, yes.
All right, cool. I appreciate it. Thank
you. And it's the only reason why I have it in dot form, right? You can put this in line form, but I like it's easier for me visually again, right? Just having it. Boom, boom. And so when you're down here trading like the 3 minute, These things are so powerful, man. It's going to take me a minute to bust this up. Holy shit. Meow. I mean, this is great profit taking, right? On these low time frames. Like right here. Look at this 3-minute candle, right? Look at this. First of all, so if you're in this 3-minute trade, this is probably your entry right here. I can just tell by this pullback right here. Then boom, I guarantee you there was something was going on in the charts. I'd go back. I don't want to do it right now. But you can see it ran up first standard deviation on that 3-minute candle, pulled back. Look at it. So if you're in this trade, look at that wick. It went to the 99.7 Laplace distribution range. Am I waiting to take am I front running the 99.7 Laplace? No, but everything's happened. This is a 3-minute candle. So if I'm in a quick little scalp, what am I front running? Probably the 2SD right here. That's where I'm probably front running. I'm not going to front run a 99.7% move. I'm probably going to be down here to 95.4. Why? There's a 95.4% chance this candle was not going to close above there. Did it take that 4.6% probability and go with it? It sure did. But it did not, even though it swung up to the 99.7 Laplace, it pulled back inside the third standard deviation normal distribution. There was a 99.7% chance it would, and it did do that. So this is what is so powerful to use. Like it just happened right here on this 3-minute candle. Again, you pop to it went right to the second standard deviation, but almost immediately pulled back inside the 95.4 Laplace distribution range, the pink dot. So this is what these ranges are for. On macro time frames, it gives you great areas, ranges. So when you see all these YouTubers out here popping, well, here's the range. Dude, what are they basing all that garbage on? What are they looking at a range in between some moving averages, right? Fibonacci levels? Dude, that's all bunk. It's all lagging stuff. You need to have current candle probabilities. And here's another thing that you're going to notice. There's a few of these distribution level indicators on TradingView. I got a news flash for you. Our camp, and there's one other on there that is correct. And there's a reason why. Our math guy figured it out. And we were just ecstatic. We were ecstatic because there is a problem with, and I'll tell you a hint. I'm not going to tell you why, but the problem is with TradingView itself, right? And so we could never figure it out. And then one day, boom, that was why. When you start coding in Pine and you're using all their everything that they have available for you, there's where the problem is. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. But there's only a couple of these that are correct. You can create this indicator if you know what you're doing, but you're not going to have the right levels because of the inherent problem that's on TradingView to begin with. So let's leave it at that. So yeah, that's what these are great. That's what these are great for. Big time. And then you get your outliers. Look at this 3-minute candle. This thing is it opens up. Look at the wick. Right down to the 95.4 Laplace, and then this thing pumps probably to the 6th standard deviation or something. Something like that. So let me see here. Let me go back up. But and you can use this. So like when we get a new weekly populated, first thing I do is I come here and I start looking. Okay, where's the ranges at for this weekly? Right? Where are the ranges? And just like I said, I'm telling you, man, these bulls are going to try to push this thing to close tonight at 8 p.m. Let me mute P-Funk real quick. Hilarious. Welcome to the world. We all go through this shit, right? Life is insane, man. I don't have kids. I don't have a wife. Hey, man, bravo to all you guys that do. I mean, to be able to navigate the fucking way the world is right now and freaking try to keep a family together and just, oh my God, man. Kudos, man. Kudos. Like my brother. I mean, he's like my hero. He's like my hero. Just the way he's a father, a brother, right? A business owner. Just everything about him. Yeah, man. Good kid. Good kid saying, I mean, he looks older than me, but I'm older. I take care of myself a little better. And most people don't even realize. They look at me and I mean, I don't know how old people think I am, but I'm guarantee I'm older than you think. Guarantee it. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's all that juicing, all the meditation. I don't know. It's a good time. Everybody, another thing, dude, if you're sitting in front of, you need to have a meditation practice. Whatever your idea of meditation is, if that's just chilling, listening to some music on the headphones, closing your eyes, focusing, right? Just focusing on your inner self. I mean, everybody needs it. You're going to get so stressed out doing this sometimes. You got to have that release valve. You got to blow steam off somehow. And yeah, meditation's got a lot of good things about it, man. I love it. And when I do build, wherever it's going to be, tell you what, I'm hot on right now, right? I move a lot. I had a rough time this winter. The only time I liked the reason why I liked living in Lake Tahoe is because I was skied, man. When I lost my eye, it was over, done. I was getting in accidents. I tried. Like the first 3 times I went up and skied, I got in an accident, right? I didn't get hurt, but I was running people over. I mean, it's what I do, right? I mean, I consider myself a professional skier. I mean, I taught skiing at Heavenly Ski Resort for, I don't know, 15 years probably. It was PSIA level 3. So yeah, good shit. But I'm not going to go up there and kill somebody. I was running over tourists, right? You know, you go carving to the left. I can't see people coming down the mountain. It's got scary. I mean, it's almost about to ruin my motorcycle career. I've had a couple close calls where I'm like, is it worth it? Is it fucking worth it anymore? I'm getting old, man. I mean, I'll be 54 this year. And I'm just like, you brake a little easier, right? You brake. I'm not down to get run over by a semi.
I'll say this much. The person, so I'm getting there. I have like a race card. When I was young, there's the guy that taught me how to change gears on a race band. So his name is Greg. And Greg's dad, had one eye. And they used to race power boats. Okay. And then his dad also used to race a race banshee around like flat track and motocross track. And then I asked him, like, how hard is it to race with one eye? He just said, go around the track with one eye. Tell me how good you get. Right? Like, tell me how hard it is. And I did it. And, you know, like, I get all over the place. But from what I saw from that dude, I was like, he was racing and he was finishing podium on like really fast machines in his age group. So it's maybe go from 2 wheels to 4 if you're going to be gooning around, you know?
It's good advice.
So, yeah,
for sure. And dude, you hit it right on the nose. I was just like, okay, what am I going to get? Right. I got rid of my big diesel. I'm like, I think I'm ready for a hot rod. You're right. I'd rather be on 4 wheels. But I got a need for speed, man. I mean, you know, I don't have to tell you. That's why I love the brap. Gotta have the brap in your life.
You gotta have the rap.
So I mean, at one time I had like 5 bikes, you know, and it's just like I'm down to my bobber. That's it. And I was literally almost thinking about selling it the other day. But where I was getting to in the beginning, I'm literally about the last week, I'm looking at properties in Hawaii. When I left Tahoe, my best friend moved to Hawaii with his girlfriend. And yeah, they're really trying hardcore for me to get there to the island. He's like, fuck it, man. It's a crazy world. Let's ride it out together on the volcano. I was like, yeah, let's go, motherfucker. I just started laughing. And dude, the real estate prices there. I mean, if you're not buying oceanfront or in some ritzy community or something, and literally I'm looking on the Big Island, actually in Pahoa. Oh my God, the prices are so good, man. Oh shit. I could sell this property and buy just this, oh my God, like 5 acres and a beautiful freaking house in Hawaii. And it's like, do I want to spend another cold winter? No, not really, man. So I asked him, I was like, what was the low this year? And he's like, I think 62. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. I throw away all my jeans. I was like, got his muscle tees and shorts, baby. Fuck it.
Which island you looking to go to?
The big island.
My brother lives in Maui.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's been out there 25 years, man. I don't know, dude. Careful what you wish for. You been there?
Yeah, but that's why I'm looking in Pahoa, man. It's just in the country, dude. It's out in the,
right. Yeah, I've been out to the Big Island, man. But, you gotta remember your timing, too. So everything would be 6 hours behind or 5 or whatever it is.
Oh, my trading would change up for sure.
Yeah, it'd be 2:30 in the morning. Or 3:30 in the morning. It'd be like trading in Europe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry if I left my stuff unmuted. I didn't know my shit unmuted.
No, you're fine. Yeah, you were going into I heard a little family thing going on. I was like, I better mute him.
Oh yeah. I got a cousin that's a mess.
Don't we all? Don't we
Yeah,
all?
yeah, we all, man.
We all have cousins that are messes.
Yeah, we do. All right. I just picked up some 407 puts, man.
He's talking about picking up the 407 puts.
Yeah, I paid $1.35, so it's right here. I don't know, man.
Yeah, look, dollar's making a run right now to the 1SD, the top side. And look, crypto's like, oh yeah, I'll show you strength. And this is Bitcoin. Just like I said yesterday, we got the monthly close coming. These bulls are going to try to close right up at 29K. Guarantee it. They don't want it. The problem is, what time is it? 11? So you got what? 9 hours. 9 hours until the daily close, right? So you get up here, the last time we all saw what happened. The bears are up there waiting, man. Guarantee it. And yesterday, the bulls pushed it up around 29, a little bit above. It was like 29,150. Bears just nuked it down. Now, you go into the news, they're going to give you all kinds of bullshit about it with, oh, this was all the options, blah, 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 blah. Come on, man. Quit listening to news. Are the options expirations going to have something to do with it? Yeah. But what did I say yesterday? What did I say? Go to the video. I said, I guarantee you it's already cooked in. The options closed this morning at 8:30. What's up? All right. It was already cooked in, man. It was this whole month run up was the bulls just putting the hurting on those bears. And you could see it in the put call ratio, right? What was it? 0.74 bullish. And that's why they're going to probably push this to 29. But if they do it too quick, the bears are going to hammer this thing down again. The daily ranges are very similar too. So wouldn't be a bit surprised if you get up here too far below the close, these bears will push it right back down to the daily. I mean, they already tried to run it down to I was thinking like 26.5 was going to be the bottom of the new monthly, so when I see that it stopped at 27.5 and then it bounced from there, I could be wrong. It could be a tighter monthly range. It could literally be like $1,000 range where the bottom's 27.5, the top side's like 29, and then you split that right down the middle. The top side could be at 29. And why am I saying that? Because most of the volatility in the month was to the top side. The first week we dumped out, but then, man, massive pump, 8K, 9K pump from the bottom. So that's going to pull that range up hard to the top side. It could be like 29 to 27.5. It could be a tighter range than what I'm thinking. Before I was thinking it could be at least a couple $1,000 range. I could be wrong. It could be a couple K, could be 1,000. Hello, bro. Nice. Got another person in there. And if you are watching on TradingView, hit the rocket icon. Help us get this out to other traders. Help us get this out to other traders. But yeah, SPY. I can see SPY run up here. 1SD. Right? The dollar's showing some strength right now. But when I'm seeing how these markets are reacting, it's not mattering. You know what? It doesn't appear to matter. Right? The dollar is weak. The dollar's bouncing here on some low time frame bull div. Just showed it. Right? I mean, look. You got right here on the daily, you got bull div. And look at the correlation, right? It's positively correlated. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see it run up to the 1SD, right? 102.6. I mean, hell, it could come back up to the bottom of the weekly. Up here at almost 103. But right now, it's rejecting off of the 4-hour top side of the 68.3 Laplace. That's where that wick just went to. That's a skinny white line right there. The skinny white lines are Laplace distribution on the 4-hour. The blue are normal distribution. The white and blue cross lines, same thing, just on the daily, right? So the blue cross lines are normal distribution on the daily, and the white lines are the Laplace distribution on the daily. And I overlay those 4-hour and daily levels on the VRE on the 15-minute. So it's like you got a multi-time frame. You got a higher time frame, 24-hour and 4-hour on the 14. Why do I do it? Because they're profit-taking areas, right? Great profit-taking areas. Like if you were in this scalp right now on the dollar, look, you bounced off the 1ST to the downside with that wick and a wick right to the top side of the 68.3. It's a no-brainer. When you start to understand the distribution, it just, man, it changes everything. You throw a lot of shit right out the window you used to use because you're realizing it was worthless the whole time. Really? This is what it's about? Of course. Because where's all the liquidity coming from that really moves these markets? Retail traders? No. The high frequency trading firm algorithms are the ones that move these markets, and they are running the distribution. And so that's why when you get people that come in the chat and they're just like, this is bogus, what are you doing? Like this guy yesterday. What a joke, man. People are funny. And you could just tell he's a troll right out of the gate, right? And then we looked at his profile. He's a Forex trader, right? He's been watching the grass grow for however long he's been a trader. So he's definitely not going to understand low time frame volatility. And he's a leverage junkie. Guarantee it. It's probably why he's in Forex. Incredible. So yeah, come on over to Bitcoin and use some of that leverage you use in Forex. You want to have a trade-off on the low time frames? That's what I always tell people. It's just like, come on, man. Don't knock it till you try it. If you're in the Discord now, you found a good place, right? To learn about the distribution, about volatility trading, right? And you'll learn quickly. Everybody's like, oh, it's just a money grab. These guys are trying to make money off people. Look, man, it's free to come into the Discord. We have a free trial for the indicators. It's free for the education. We don't charge you. We have so much educational material in our Discord. And if you go in, all you got to do is go in the general chat and start asking questions. You're going to have people coming, rushing, because it bricks us up. It literally bricks us up when people start asking about this, because we're just like, that's what we're trying to do, man. Save one retail trader at a time. Give them the proper tools to evaluate these markets with. And it doesn't matter what you're trading. Math is math, right? Probabilities are probabilities. And if you don't think these high frequency trading firm algorithms are built on math, man, I don't know what else to tell you. No. YouTube Jimmy said that these HFT algos are trading the Fibonacci. It's like, really? No, man. No. They'd guarantee it. You think these guys are using Fibonacci retracements? Number one, they're trading down here. Literally, you want to really see where the algos are running? Let me show you something. Well, how can they make profits? Trust me. Here's the algo zone. We're down here on the 30-second chart. Do you not see this? You know how much money these HFT firms are making? And how many retail traders trying to swing trade volatility are just getting wrecked? This is another reason why people get bad entries. They try to scalp. They try to scalp on low time frames in cryptocurrency using traditional technical analysis in a fucking random market using lagging indicators. That does not make sense to me, right? We've all been there. It does not work. It does not work. You're going to get lucky every once in a while and you're going to get yourself a trade. But I'm telling you, man, you need to understand that these markets are random. And there's only one way to track a random market. You need to know. So where's that market? Where is that randomness? Where are the trends? Where is all this happening? Inside the distribution. Go again, Google Monte Carlo simulation and just take a look at it. Find one where they did like 10,000 simulations of a data set. It'll blow your mind. You'll be like, what? You're like, yeah, man, it's probabilities. You're not going to get outside the distribution, especially the 0.9999. You might get a wick outside. It's going to pull so fast, so hard back inside, probably the 99.7, right? And that's what creates the distribution. Literally, all these random data sets running. But you notice, oh, but wait a minute, something's going on here. Yeah, it's called mathematics. It's called probabilities. Probabilities. And the algos know this. The algos know this 100%. And look at the freaking, you get down on these low time frames too. Let me see, I'm going to populate this. Boom, 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 boom. You've got outliers all over the place, right? Outliers. And that is when the variance turns pink, right? When the inside line turns pink, you're having outliers. And outliers are 95.4% moves or greater. They're called fat tail events within the distribution. So yeah, this is my favorite indicator. I'm not going to lie. When I'm scalping low time frame volatility, this is one of the most important things I'm looking at, right? So when am I getting my entries? I'm looking for div too. I'm looking for divergence. I'm looking for these trend changes, right? The continuation divs, all of that. That's what I'm looking for. All right, 30-second fun. And if you're learning these indicators, if you have like the premium account on TradingView, pop this thing down, go low, go to like a 10-second and just watch the miracle happening in front of you, how all these indicators work together, especially the volatility and the entropy. You'll start to see it. You really will. You'll start to see things. You'll start to see things we can't teach. And that's what I tell people all the time. It's like we can share these charts. We can give you a free trial. But when it comes to seeing these charts as a whole, right? Like I consider myself, it's like I consider the developers, the coders we have, right? They are the engineers. They're building all this stuff. I'm a test pilot, right? I am flying the stealth bomber. This is my instrument panel. And at some point, you got to get to the point where you're not looking at each individual indicator. Now, you see me on stream, I go through all these, right? Well, here, this is what volatility is doing. Now, look, this is what entropy is doing. Look at the variance outlier. Do you see the div? Man, I'm telling you right now, you get to a point where you sit back and you just see a signature. You will see it. And this is why I specifically have this set up the way I do, where this entire side over here is used for divergence and outliers on the variance, and over here the entropy and the volatility, because there's an ebb and flow. That not only is there an ebb and flow on the expansion and the contraction of volatility, same thing with entropy, and they work together. And once you start to see it, we can't help you try to see that. It's just going to come at some point, right? And I've been looking at these charts for years now. It takes a while. It does take a while. But you will get it. And I'm telling you what, does it become addictive when you learn about volatility, entropy, probability, and statistics? Yes. And you know who it's addictive to? The smart ones, man. The smart ones. You can tell immediately when they come in, right? That they see something. They might not know what it is at the beginning, but they probably immediately understand, yeah, this is everything. It's all about math. Everything. I don't care what aspect of your life. That's why, like when I'm using my number philosophy, the 369, right? It's not only just a thing you see on charts, it's a vibrational frequency, right? That just moves everything. And it's very powerful, very powerful. So yeah, man, we're all the new people that are here. We're very pleased you guys are showing up. We didn't know what kind of response we were going to get when we started live streaming on TradingView. Compared to just streaming on YouTube, it's night and day. We figure, I mean, all the traders are on TradingView, right? Let's bring it on there. Let's bring it on there, slowly build. We're going to support TradingView. They support us with a platform where we can build indicators. We had a little bit of a rough start with them, right? So we were battling another camp. A whole ridiculous backstory. We don't even need to get into it. We're the ones still standing, right? We're the ones still standing because our main goal is just to help people, not make money off of them. Where this other camp, man, they don't care about people. They treat them like shit. And it was just a business venture. Well, that quickly deteriorated and they broke apart. Of course they did. Yeah, P-Funk.
Quick question.
Yep.
So I noticed you focus in on the dollar quite a bit, and it seems to, what I would say, inverse. Say I trade the SPY a lot. It seems to inverse, against the dollar. So the dollar goes lower, SPY goes higher. That's kind of a simplistic look, but
yeah,
you look at the dollar and you focus on it quite a bit, and I'm just wondering, is that a good correlation? You're watching the dollar as an inverse.
Mm-hmm. Totally, because we're talking about like risk on assets. If the dollar is showing strength, right, the risk on assets are going to lose value, right? The data set's going to go down. If the dollar's strong, that you're going to see data sets drop. Right now, crypto is bucking everything, right? So I'm going to tell you, so is the stock market. I mean, the dollar on the low time frame is bouncing off that bull div. Is it scaring people? Man, it's not at all. It's really not. Usually when the dollar starts to show strength, you're going to see some sell-offs. People are buying right now, which is at some point though, right? You will see it. If that dollar would continue, if this dollar were to shoot up to the 1 SD and start to make its way back up to the weekly range, guarantee you these minis, SPY, right? Probably even crypto, I wouldn't be a bit surprised, would probably start to dump out a little bit. But that is, so if the dollar's weak, the risky assets are going to pump. And it is a correlation thing for sure. Like when I'm trading options, like you can look at the correlation that any asset has with SPY, even if it's a NASDAQ stock, whatever it is. And that gives you good trading pairs and stuff. And when it comes to correlation, you can see, like, for instance, is gold and Bitcoin correlated, or is it negatively correlated, right? Is gold and SPY? Is SPY and Ethereum? I mean, you can correlate anything. And so for a long time, that's what people were using correlation for, was just for correlation of assets, right? So say I'm long dollar. Am I going to short SPY? 100%. I'm not even going to, if the dollar is bullish and I'm long on the dollar, I'm probably going to be short on risky assets, right? But then again, you're going to have to go to each individual one and look at the correlation. And so the whole time everybody's using correlation for that, you started to realize that not only can you correlate assets, you can literally take indicators and correlate them to a data set. And when you're using indicators that aren't directional, i.e. volatility, right? Volatility is one of the biggest ones. The variance indicator, right? Our returns oscillator. When you have these that aren't directional indicators, when you correlate them to price action, if it's positively correlated, you're usually going to get a move to the top side. If it's negatively correlated, you're going to get a move to the downside. So like right here, volatility expansion, negatively correlated. Look at the data set. Boom, 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 boom. Right here, you get a drop off in volatility. When it expands again, the correlation broke positive. Boom, 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 right up. And this is how it works. Contracting volatility, negatively correlated, right? Price action will walk up. Look at it right here. Walk, 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 walk. Then it ebb and flows right into a pump in positive correlation. So you get the walk up right into a pump. And exactly the other way, where if volatility is expanding and it's negatively correlated, you're going or say volatility is contracting positively correlated. That data set's going to start walking down and usually going to ebb and flow into an expansion negatively correlated. So that ebb and flow works both ways. Most moves start with a walk up or a walk down into a pump or a dump. That's usually how all these moves starts. And that's why we say the volatility creates the news. So when you're up here on a macro time frame, right, and you're seeing volatility contract negatively correlated and the data set's walking up and all three lengths of the volatility are kind of giving me insight into what's about to happen, I'm going to be like, this thing's getting ready to ebb and flow into a pump, right? Where a lot of people will be like, oh, well, I don't know. They're going to go back to patterns and shit like that. Well, no, this is the descending triangle and this is going to go down. And hey, the measured move is blah, 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 blah. It's like, you're missing the whole point about volatility. It's all about an ebb and flow. And then you got to be able to look at the entropy and see whether are we in trend, random walk, what's happening here, right? What is happening here? Like this down move right here. When we had this expansion in volatility, entropy went into trend to the downside, right? Volatility expanded, entropy went into trend. You don't see that all the time, right? But that's a powerful move. Did it on the 4 hour? Hell yeah, man. Hell of a move down. But yeah, so to answer your question, I got a little overboard, but yeah, that's why I always look at Dixie. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't look at the strength of the dollar. It's a no-brainer to me. It's always been part of what I do. Part of what I do. I mean, it's got a permanent spot on my VRE chart. Permanent spot. Let me see here. But as soon as this market opens,
you can't make a simple comment on something that's this complex, anyways.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yep, 100%.
I appreciate you going into the depth, though, no matter what. So when you go through your, analysis, it's positive.
Good. Appreciate it. It's like Lyft's trying to come out of its little hole, right?
Well, look at Rivian. You see this?
Oh, dude, yeah. What's going on there? What did I see about that?
I don't know what the news are, man, but
Yeah, what's that
Somebody
tick?
told me to buy calls on RIVN.
RIV.
Somebody told me to buy calls on it yesterday. I didn't. Damn.
Yeah, man. Starting to move. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Well, I just saw something too. God, what was it about?
Well, apparently California's making 50% of the trucks be electric by 2035.
Jeez. But you know, everybody gets on this whole electric, these EV cars and shit. I just laugh. Because all these people, and I see license plates on them and shit. You know, they're just jocking their electric vehicle. I'd love to talk to these people. I'm like, you do understand your car's just running on a battery. How do you charge your battery? Oh, you go home and plug it in? How do you think that electricity is being generated? Like literally 90% of the energy. How is it being generated? Oh, fuck, I don't know. Fossil fuels? These people crack me the fuck up, right? I'm gonna cuss saying this stuff. Because these people are fucking stupid. No offense if you own an electric car. Dude, your car's not electric. It just runs on a fucking battery. It's being charged by fossil fuels. Like, unless you're lucky enough to be near a nuclear power plant or a dam or however you get your electricity. I'm telling you, man, most electricity is generated by fossil fuels. And so these people get on their high horse that they're saving the environment. Where not only where do they make these batteries at? There's only one place, right? They're making them in China because there's no environmental fucking restrictions over there because it is so poisonous to the planet to create these batteries. And then they're using fossil fuels to charge the batteries. And then these people want to jump on their high horse and say, oh, I'm saving the planet. It's like, no, you're fucking not. You goof ass. You're just making Elon Musk rich. And whoever else. I'd rather drive some good old fucking some nice internally combusted 900 horsepower Dodge Demon fucking. That's what I want. Screw electric cars. Because in the bottom line, it's just crazy, man. You're not helping the environment. You're not helping the environment at all. You're just, I don't know, man. People go ego crazy when they get their electric cars. I know a few, and it's just like, oh my God. Then you bring up that point, and they're just like, oh, semantics. I just shake my head.
Yeah, I was looking at yesterday what it takes to actually mine one of those batteries.
Oh, yeah, and that's another thing. Yeah, look at all the slave labor and all this crazy shit going on at these cobalt mines. It's bad. I mean, you can ask the warlord. I mean, it's fucking horrible, man. I mean, what's going on with all of this cobalt mining and stuff, it's pretty disgusting. It really is, man. It makes me sick.
Yeah, they broke it down to the cat that they had to use to actually mine this stuff and broke it down to all the costs and all the way down, and it's just so crazy.
Yeah, it is. But of course, these people buying the cars, they don't want to hear that. It's like, whatever, man. Whatever. You're not going to trap me up in it. Now, you bring forth some of the 0 point energy. You bring forth some of that technology, some hydrogen, some 0 point stuff. I'll be interested. You give me a car that runs on water. Is that technology here now? Yeah. It keeps getting suppressed. I wonder why. You research that. Go down that rabbit hole and look at some of the inventors. They just disappear. If they really either the big companies in the fossil fuel industry either buy out the patents and then they shelve the shit, right? If you remember the Raiders of the Lost Ark, where they would show the government building and how they just take all this new technology and they just bury it and throw it on the shelf. So the tycoons, the oil industry can still make their money. Guys, we're living in clown world. There is technology out here. There's 0 point energy. There has been since Tesla invented it. How long ago? We still don't have it. He literally invented a box you could put on the side of your fucking house with a big antenna that would just gather up 0 point energy and run everything. Cars too. It just 0 point energy can run everything, but it's being suppressed. So the fossil fuel industry can make their money. It's gross.
Yep.
Heard of it.
It's gross. But
You can run a car on water. Is that what you're saying?
I would love one.
Well, it's a process of turning hydrogen, and then I think when the hydrogen moves from one plate from an anode to a cathode,
Yep.
there's an electrical conversion, and then the byproduct is water instead of gas.
Yep.
Yeah, about 15 years ago, I was working on a project, and I actually had them in some diesel trucks. I had built it's basically an electrolyzer.
Yeah.
And
I threw one on my
so
FJ Cruiser.
I spent like $20,000 and ended up where it was so complicated to fight the whole mass industry. I had it in like 15 trucks and showed the promise of it.
Oh yeah.
But it's so expensive. It buried me. I couldn't afford it anymore. I had to back away from it.
Yeah, I took like a clear, like one of the big house water filters, right? And that's where you build all the metal plates stuff, right? And you drop it down in, put like a tablespoon of baking soda in, and run the electrodes to it. It literally, because I had an FJ Cruiser, and those Toyota V6s and V8s, you talk about gas guzzling pieces of junk. I went from, I think, 15 miles a gallon to 22 miles to a gallon using that. So, yeah, man.
What?
Yeah, man. Just, it was this system. There was a guy in Reno, Nevada that was putting these in trucks. And so I knew the dude and kind of picked his brain. And so he pretty much gave me all the diagrams. And so all it is, first you build like, I can't remember because this was like 10, 15 years ago, but there was 2 battery terminals. You use like a water filter, like a home water filter, right? And a clear one. And you would build like this metal plate system that would go down into water. You put baking soda in there. And then when it's electrified, it separates out the hydrogen from the water and sends the hydrogen into the intake. It mixes like with the fucking internal combustion and it helps with gas mileage. And it literally raised my gas mileage like 7 miles to a gallon.
Yeah, I was dropping trucks that were running like 4 or 5 miles to the gallon. I was picking up a mile per gallon.
Yeah.
On those large diesel trucks.
Right.
And it was basically the same thing. It's an electrolyzer. So.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, cool. The technology's out there. Big time. If you just start Googling, like go Google 0 point energy and go down that rabbit hole, you're just like, what are we doing? Guys, there's a cult running the world. They're selling the fossil fuels. They're drilling, they're fracking, they're whatever. Guys, it's a whole industry that's just holding back. And then you got your breakaway civilization that is using it all. That's why it blows my mind that people are such sheep that they think all these mechanical things they're seeing in the sky. Immediately people think, oh my God, it's aliens. No, it's not. The real aliens, they're the orbs. You think civilization that's 1 million years advanced in technology, you think they're flying around in craft? There is technology. Why do you think they keep like Area 51 and the Dulce base and all this other stuff so secretive? We used to go down before it got big, and it literally expanded around Area 51 and pushed back because people were going on the mountaintops. And with the right optics, you could see everything. So they pushed it back over ridges and ridges, so you can't even see it anymore. But you go live out in Lake Tahoe and look at all the freaky shit flying around. I mean, it's insane, man. They're always out there testing. And everybody immediately was like, it's aliens, it's aliens. And I'm like, you're going to have a rude awakening coming at some point. When you realize that there is a breakaway civilization that is using all this technology. Pretty crazy. Man, this stream went sideways. Must be past time. Oh, Jesus. It's 11:24. We're into extracurriculars now. Good stuff. That's why people like us, man. We talk about anything. It's just not about trading. We'll talk about anything anybody wants to talk about. But that being said, and especially because we're going to do a stream tomorrow, we're probably going to cut this off. Yeah, go Rivian. Everybody's duped in on the electric, but that's fine. Let me go back over here. What's happening real quick before we cut out? Yeah, it looks like the dollar.
Shit, you went crazy. MULN. Remember that the other day?
Oh yeah. I just had it up earlier.
Jesus.
Yep, it finally
Yeah, but it's
bounced.
done pre-market.
Finally bounced. But yeah, that's the power of the VEPS, right? We had a new guy came in the chat, Black God. One of the first things he's just like, "Hey man, can you look at Mullen?" I look at Mullen, I'm like, "Ah, shit's bearish." Boom, man, it dropped more, and hopefully he was in on that trade, and then it bounced like 50% or something here recently, 9 cents to 15 cents, something like that, more than 50, like 60.
It's 17 at pre-market today.
Okay, so yeah, man, it's bouncing hard. If you were able to get in that short and then flip that trade, good,
What?
good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, let's these markets are bullish going into the end of the month. But like I said, we're getting this monthly close. We're going to do a stream tomorrow morning just to get a jump, right? Get a jump on everybody before Monday. And obviously it's going to be for cryptocurrency mainly because all the new monthly ranges, the new quarterly range, everything's going to populate 8 p.m. tonight. So when I get home tonight, I'm going to put charts together, kind of do some evaluation, and then we'll have like an hour stream tomorrow morning. Same time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll get at it. Check out the new monthlies. Because I'm telling you right now, BTC is literally like a coiled snake right now, right? It's waiting for this monthly close. We're at the top side of the range. It's just waiting. In my opinion, this thing is on its way to highs. I mean, this thing is on a mission. Now, that's the probability of the top side, right? That's what I'm thinking. There's always downside, right? There's always downside. So when I get the new monthly, what's the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to go into the new monthly and I'm going to get the current candle probability ranges. More importantly, because most of the time on the monthly, you're going to stay in the 1SD ranges or the 68.3 Laplace. I want to immediately see where the bottom side of the 68.3 is going to be because you're usually going to get a quick pullback. And usually where it's at is going to be right around where the new monthly volatility range is going to be. So you start matching up all these areas and you get some confluence. Give you a good idea of, are we above the volatility to get a bounce? Are we below? We'll know. We will know this evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where all these new ranges are going to populate. So yeah, I want to thank everybody. We got a lot of the same people showing up in the Discord, in the chat, everybody that's watching on TradingView, on Twitch, on YouTube. We are definitely here for you retail traders. Like we said before, the link to the Discord is on the TradingView, right? On all of our streams, you'll see the link to TradingView. It's got our website, our Twitter, the Discord link, all that stuff. Come check us out. You're definitely going to want to come into the Discord. We got the free trial running, all this fun stuff. Come in, start asking questions. That's what we like. That's what gets us, like I said before, gets us bricked up, man. We all get excited, right? We're all excited now. Behind the scenes, we talk all the time. This is great, right? Moving the TradingView full time, running these streams out of there and letting everybody else, letting like YouTube and Twitch publish them at the same time. But using TV as our launching, it's great. It's been good for us. So again, thanks everybody watching today. And wherever you live at on this big, beautiful blue marble, have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. We'll see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for the new monthly, new quarterly.